Bratwurst, bagel dog, cheese dog, Chicago style, chili dog, Cincinnati cheese coney, completo, Coney Island, corn dog, danger dog, Dodger dog, half smoke, ham dog, hot wiener, Italian, Ketwurst, Klobasnik, Maxwell Street, Polish. Still adjusting this thing. Hi everybody, welcome to the stream. My nose is itching. Now that I'm here and doing things, now my nose is itching. Let me just rip all the skin off of this, peel my face off and throw it at the... Hi, welcome to Tuesday. I see fish in the chat. Thank you, that toy guy. Let's have a look-see. Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up over in the other chat that doesn't mess with the one that's on screen. That's something I taught myself to do. So hello to, whether or not you're still here, Sam Wellbell, The Orange Man, Ben Walters, Dynamo Dave 2002, The Back Corner, Master Ben 95, Axsmith Mozotron, Simeon Scott, Griffman, Slayer's Shoop, that toy guy, Wrench, The Back Corner, Flame War 05, A.M. Transmech 534, Brian, Adam Bill Moo, Picky Peeves, Chris Muse, Mimicry, Omander, Student Scissors. I hope you're all feeling pretty good. I'm gonna hit the ground rolling very, very quickly today, because I gotta get up in the morning tomorrow. But also I want to open some stuff, so I want to continue the pumping. Samuel says, I'm here until the hot dog gets unboxed because I don't want spoilers. That's good. That's good. Jotaku Toys, welcome. You're on time. Stardust Magician 24. Hope that we're all having a nice, soon to be the humper day. Vigorous pumping. Yeah, I got a little business meet earlier in the day than later in the day. And I am endeavoring to, despite having some business pick up a little bit outside of toys, I still want to keep all my balances and gears rolling, because I personally, I think I need all of this stuff moving still, regardless of what else happens in my little freelancy life. So, I'm finding my balance. Sunnyside X3, thank you for enjoying the video. Chris Muse, you noticed a Wienermobile. Good. We're not going to talk about what that means. We're just going to see how we all feel. It's more about the wiener in you than the wiener in my hands. But I'm going to open 2 toys today, and I actually thought I had one of them on the table already. Now I do. I got to put my keyboard back over there. Whoa! I just went to collab browser feature. You can see your own chat. I hope you enjoy that. I gotta stop bumping the keyboard when I grab it. Apparently, some of these are hotkeys to switch scenes. I didn't know that. I gotta be careful. Nobody... Yeah, the secret chat, which was literally all of you. Guten Dog. So, yeah, we're gonna just crack open a couple toys, hang out a little bit, talk about the doings of the day. I'm gonna mess with this stupid air conditioner. I have a new... This is the stupid part. Because this air conditioner's old and doesn't really work well anymore. And I have a replacement, but I can't find the time to, like, get the box out, to pull this one out, then put the new one in. I don't even need to switch the Windows stuff, if I understood things correctly. This should just be quite a simple, like, yank out, shunk in. But it's hard for me to find that time and energy, because I'm focusing more on wanting to do, like, the creation of things and the continuing my forward momentum. I bet I could make that fit into my forward momentum, but I don't know. I don't have a manager. I just got me. And damn, I'm a good manager. Give myself a good review. So, let's switch over to the desktop cam, and let's see who we're opening first. It's a Voyager of a Starscream. It's Cybertron Universe Starscream, who was, in fact, one of the very first people to reveal this toy was Carito, Femboy Connoisseur, over in the Vangelist Discord. So, ayo. We got to see some... Not to actually talk up the thing after I spent, like, the entire weekend stream saying, no, I'm not going to talk up the Discord, but also, it turned out someone in the Discord was able to, like, you know, take a little trip in their local-ish area and go grab one of the first ones of these that showed up, non-stolen, just at a store. So we got to see some photos as they were being taken. I'm pretty excited about it. Where did I get this? I stole it, obviously. You all know me. I use my connections. I make sure human life is lost. That's a parody, by the way, and I'm talking about Minecraft. So I'm gonna start ripping this open. I've already filmed the packaging. I don't know if anyone really wants to see it. They did his art with him holding his gun, which I think is the first... Is this the first official depiction of him holding a gun? Like this Starscream? Did he ever wield a gun in Galaxy Force? I can't remember. But, there he is, artistically drawn, holding a gun. Oh, we got a... V-Rider says yes. Okay, hello, V-Rider. Akikon, hello, to you over in the Philippines. Hope things are going alright. He never had a gun. Yes, he never had a gun. Or he did for, like, one episode. It's from his character concept sheet. Okay. Well, his brand new 2024 artwork, he's now holding the gun. So it's been recanonized, which is kind of neat. Oh, I forgot. They made the cardboard thicker. I actually have to set a couple starters up here. They set a few starters here. Alright, here we go. Let's get the door. Let's get the garage door pulled down. Like, I know the toy had a launcher, but I'm talking like media, you know? I'm talking, let's look at, you know, stuff in motion with art and voice actors and etc. For those who haven't, like, been looking at opening like people do in stores, for real. For those who haven't, like, looked into any coverage on this guy, like, I will say up front so that you are not, like, fully sensory shocked. His force chip is Wii. It's very little. So, you know, be prepared for that. But I don't have a gun, Cybertron Starscream, huh? Take it easy, Picky Peeves. Have good nutrition. Oh, this thing's falling over. I put you on a vaguely flat surface. Cardboard will betray you at the first moment it gets. Let me tell you. Oh, wait. This chat hasn't been moving. Here. Scroll this back down. Fixed it. Volkaisis, hello. Did he have a cannon in the show when he got giant size, or was that just the toy? You mean his Cyber Planet key? No, I mean his force chip. The thing where he says force chip ignition, and then his swords... I never watched Cybertron. I watched Galaxy Force. I'm one of those. You get to deal with that now. Except that doesn't really... It's not really relevant when we're talking about Starscream. I'm not going to call him Suta Sukurim. I'm just going to say Starscream. I believe he was voiced by the voice of Kiryu, Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. So, that's kind of neat. He had a very sexy voice, that's what I remember. Yeah, hey Sideswipe Prime. That was, I think, the first time I heard Kiryu's voice actor, I think. It was either that or in a Sentai or something. But I was very used to that voice. Basically, like, it was easier for me to watch Galaxy Force fan subs than to actually watch it on television. So that's how I watched it. Same thing with Energon. I never actually really properly watched Energon. I just watched the fan subs of Super Link because it was easier for me. So there are specific nostalgias that, like, some of us will share, and specific nostalgias some of us will not share. He also voiced the talking crane in the Japanese dub of Thomas and Friends. Holy moly. You do not mess with that crane. That crane respects all humans. Oh, I can't pick up some of these plastic bits. Here we go. Whew. Once again, the temperature over here in Toronto is above 10. So my apartment, especially this little area where all of my favorite setup is right now, temperature tends to hover somewhere between like 25 to 32. So, I'm surviving. Old building. Good acoustics. Did I see the eclipse? Yeah, hang on, let me go grab this. I'm gonna paste this into the chat. I did a whole little thread on Blue Sky, which is, since Blue Sky is not hidden anymore, I'm just gonna share the thread in the chat. But let me grab that link first. I'll start with the top post. Just keep going down. At a point it'll stop showing posts, but just keep clicking on the posts as you go down, and eventually you'll see more of them. Oh wait, can I click this one? Does this show more? Almost. Almost. What about this one? That's close enough. That's close enough. Anyway, scroll up and down in this. There you go. I hope it didn't malform the URL by trying to @sign my name. Transmech, I only ever speak in Celsius. I don't know what Fahrenheit is. It's a made-up thing that some, like, foreign country uses. Scientifically inaccurate. I don't really trust it myself. It worked. Okay, thank you, Griffman. Anyway. Continue snipping these things. But, yeah, it was very overcast here. However, that actually made the, because we had, I think, 90 to 99% totality in downtown Toronto. And that meant that when that level of totality peaked, it was still very surreal, and there were really weird gradients in the sky, and people were going feral, and construction workers in the building behind me were like, I can't see anything! And that part was really cool. What was even cooler is after it was all done and you know, it started getting brighter again, I continued on my way to buy some groceries. And then I happened to be like, I was glancing up at the sky because the colors were so interesting through the, all the cloud cover. And then as I was like looking up at the sky, I saw like this little patch of blue peeking through, and I was like, oh, neat. And then I was looking at the patch of blue, and I was like, what's that? And after like half a second, I was like, oh, stop looking at that. That's literally the sun. And I, you know, from that half second, I was like, that was the sun with a moon in front of it. I better scramble to get my phone out. So you'll see in that thread, I managed to get a few pictures of the moon moving away from the sun through the tiniest window in the clouds that was only, like, usable for maybe a minute or two. And I felt super fortunate, and it made my day. It was a really neat day, and I had fun. I didn't go anywhere special. I didn't do any trips out of it. I was kind of thinking, like, oh, maybe this just won't turn out, whatever. But, instead, I had two very unique experiences that made me happy. Especially when we hit that totality, because, like, I thought basically, they told us totality is going to be 255 till 305. So at 310, I was like, guess it's done. The totality didn't hit downtown Toronto until I was about to leave, and then suddenly, I was like, wait, now it's darker. Now it's darker. Oh, now it's darker. And as it got darker and darker, like my photos, I tried to account with the exposure to properly represent it, but like, that thing kind of happened still, despite the cloud cover, where it felt like a filter was coming over my own eyes because of, you know, the limited amount of sunlight that was penetrating through. And I realized, like, as you can see in the pictures, all the automatic lights around me were starting to turn on more and more, and I was like, oh, this is wild. So I thought that was really neat. Alright, so Starscream here, we gotta dress up a whole lot. He has so many missing pieces of clothing. So I'm gonna see what these things say about putting everything on. Okay, so we gotta put these bits on first. This seems to be the one for this side. So I do know a couple features on this guy because Femboy Connoisseur was sharing stuff in the Discord as we were, you know, as the day was going on. Okay, these go back here. So, you know, my apologies for the lack of full coverage purity. And then we could take the teeny wee little force chip, the teeny tiny wee little force chip. We could just slam it right in there. I saw on the Instagram post for this, you can slam it into the gun, apparently. I don't see where. Because did anyone else see Mark Marr's Instagram post? I could have sworn he mentioned, like, oh, wrong way with the fins? Damn. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Also, are these 5mm? I believe they are. Yes, just not much clearance for his fists, but there you go. Nemesis-style extra swords. K-Nico1941, I think that people having heavy opinions on John Warden's return to the brand is, premature. As far as I know, nobody is leaving the brand, therefore I doubt there's going to be, like, anything major that we would notice for about 1.5 to 2.5 years, at best. If we even notice anything different. Slot at the very back of the gun. Oh! I see. Okay, so there's like a little clippy slot there. That's neat. I kind of prefer that. But yeah, like, I've always felt that, like, the attribution of, like, the John Warden era, It's not, like, completely off. It definitely matches with a number of aesthetic things, but I don't think that Hasbro accounts or allows for the notion of auteurship within their brands. So I think, like, the feeling of, like, everything's gonna change, it's like, it might, but it's probably not gonna be like, John Warden, personally, is here to auteurship Transformers again. For those who don't know, I LinkedIn stalked, because it's public. Let me just read to you what the change is. So as of, like, today, his current thing, among his roles, is Director of Product Design, April 2024 to present, design lead, owned and operated franchise brands, fan-focused products, Transformers Generations, Transformers Studio Series, G.I. Joe Classified. LinkedIn is a weird, stupid website, so one could maybe intimate that he is no longer involved with Power Rangers and Ghostbusters. One could intimate that, I'm not sure, because it kind of depends on how this website lists things. But that is the big update. I am unaware of anyone saying that they're no longer working on Transformers, so, like, right now there's really nothing to operate on. There's nothing, like, wild. John Warden has a design lead job on Classified, Studio Series, and Generations. That is all that is known. So, like, I think trying to overthink what that means is at best a way of killing time. Anything more serious than that, I would caution, is making a lot of assumptions and speaking very lightly from a place of layman ignorance that I share. So I'm kind of like, try to have some self-awareness, basically. Anyway, that's my take on that, because that news is, like, news to me as of, like, an hour ago. Sideswipe Prime says, overthinking LinkedIn profiles is a dangerous game. Yeah, LinkedIn is, at the end of the day, also just a social media platform now. Whatever LinkedIn used to be, it's really mutated. So, like, the important thing is, I have seen nothing about any team members leaving. Perhaps that will be a more formally announced thing at the next stream they're doing on the 18th. Maybe there is going to be a cycling thing. If there is, also, don't freak out, because Hasbro cycles its team members. That's just a thing Hasbro, the corporation, does. Bear in mind that the teams working on Hasbro brands work for a larger corporation. There's artistry within those teams, but those teams are not artist-driven, right? So, like, I think that there's going to be a whole lot of YouTube, and I'm going to use the dirty word because I think it applies here. There's going to be a whole lot of YouTube content made to fill time until any more details are known, and details given are probably going to be sparse, and then there's going to be even more content locked and loaded and racked, so that the moment a Transformer comes out looking different in a way some folks don't like in about a year or two, everyone will be like, as you can see, the John Warden era has begun! And it's gonna basically mutate and malform a lot of fandom vocabulary, in my opinion. Unless folks, like, enter in with, like, a real, again, sense of self-awareness and realism that I would highly encourage, because it makes your hobby a bit less stressful. Good thing this isn't Star Wars, in general. TF Twitter seemed to have gone full "it's over" in a way that has me going, I would agree with your emoji. Also, don't listen to TF Twitter is no longer representative of what TF Twitter was 2 years ago. It is now about as valuable as TF Tumblr, and I don't mean that as a derogatory, I just mean that as a statement of numerical scale. So, you know, don't sweat it, and if it's too loud, take a break from it. Whatever Twitter used to be is gone and dead. Keep using it if you got it, but, like, don't give it enough importance that it starts to make you worry that, like, a franchise brand level thing is happening. Non-derogatory is possible, by the way, all these things I'm saying. Vanisher saying Masterpiece Jinrai. Oh yeah, that's been leaking out in, like, 8-bit resolution since, like, was it a week ago or 2 weeks ago? Anyway, I'm going to keep checking this guy's articulation. I'm kind of curious about it. But yeah, there's a Masterpiece Jinrai, who's just the cab in toy colors with the red eyes. And then an MPG Super Jinrai, who's the cab and the trailer all in anime colors, but with stickers to toy eyes the side windows of the cab, and blue alternate hands for Super Jinrai to make him the Power Master Prime toy, if you prefer that. So that was all very confusing to me for a half second. Because there was a moment when I was like, you know, because Super Jinrai is very expensive, right? And when I saw that price, at first I was like, is that just for the trailer? But then details became clear that it comes with its own copy of the cab. And I'm like, okay. Because for just a second, I was like, how did you make the Super Jinrai trailer by itself? Like, I understand it's going to be a sense of scale, but I was like, how is it that much? By the way, this guy is a waist joint. Yeah, 22,000 yen for the cab, 42,000 for the whole set. So the trailer, for a second, I thought the trailer was $400 without a cab, and I was like, but it's not. It is not. Yeah, this guy has butterfly joints. When Corito Femboy Connoisseur showed this, I did a backflip. Like, whoa. Oh, about the Super Jinrai Masterpiece photos. Because I didn't think about this for a while, but someone pointed it out somewhere, and you can see, like, some words on the bottom of the photos. I think that those photos are just a CG model. So especially on Super Jinrai, it makes some of the red look Ugo, and it makes his thighs look Uncanny Valley. And I think that it might be worth, in general, unless you are doing a backflip on site for this thing, if you're feeling weird about it, maybe wait until the next, like, show where they show, like, a physical copy of it. Rosencrantz Guildenstern, love how the shoulders work on this guy. Yeah, these just, oh, they feel good. They feel good. Also, inside here, apparently, is, like, one of the few Siege Seeker parts you can still find on this guy, because he's apparently a partial, but, like, one of those partials where it's, like, the Ship of Theseus thing happened. By the way, you can flip the swords out. My favorite thing about this guy is actually how you can deviate from the source material, because you can do the swords this way, right? But then you can do the scientifically superior way, and when he pops the swords, put the pods on his forearms, and now this is my aesthetic. This is the stuff I like. Also, yeah, like, look at this. You move this thing over, you move this thing over. Is this on a double hinge? I can't remember. It is on a double hinge. So this double hinges down for, like... And then you got the thing on his forearm where it looks badass, and he can do that. Because, like, this, this is how it was. But I just really prefer this. I like to think, headcanon. This Starscream showed up in the Legacy world, got introduced to Evo Fusion, and went like, oh, hot swap ports. That makes sense. I'll put that on my knives. And then did this. Yeah, Sideswipe Prime, quote, I find it funny how partial means has at least one part used from another toy's CAD model. Because, yeah, it's like, the net is this wide, right? Whatever it means. I'm just going to move this window up a bit so I can properly catch what y'all are saying. Oh yeah, for repaints and stuff, people are hoping for a thrust and a dirge. Yeah, I would love to see, like... I mean, the classic colorways have, like, that Nightwatch Prime nostalgia that I would love to see them tap into. But also, yeah, like, especially given, like, how many parts come off this guy, the back fins included, I'm like, you could retool this guy even into, like, a different vehicle type. Like, it doesn't have to be a jet. You could, like, pop off all these bits. Nose cones can exist on non-jets, and just have them turn into, like, a space train, or, like, a space truck, or something. Like, this feels like a kind of open-ended looking figure. Yeah, Bonsai-tron, I mean, also, it's a figure with big, pointy swords, right? So it's like, what swathe of characters could inherit big, pointy swords and feel like it's on topic? I already feel guilty. It's my Canadian side and my empathy side showing. So I just want to say, I hope I didn't, like, straight up drop an Acme Wile E. Coyote style anvil on top of the John Warden topic. I just really want... I'm a big promoter of healthy mindset and realism when it comes to your hobbies. And I wanted to get out ahead of some of that stuff, because I got the vibe that the moment I saw that and I thought about some of the previous John Warden tagged discourse when he moved on from the brand, I was like, people gonna be applying a lot of weird... Not weird, I guess. People gonna be misapplying a lot of misdirected emotions in a lot of directions here. So, you know, I'm never gonna say, don't talk about it! I just would love it if you talked about it in a way that, like, I don't know, made you happier than sadder, I guess. In a reasonable sense. Pee-pee poo-poo here, trying to do some more graphic design. Cheers to graphic design. Anyway, I'm gonna try to suss out how this fella turns into an airplane. I'm gonna see, because I don't really remember the details that Fanboy Connoisseur shared. So, Robot Lorekeeper, who are you calling a gamer? Coming to here throwing these insults at me? I can't believe this. Doing good. Sam Wellbell, everyone loves to speculate on corporate reorgs. Everyone low-key wants to roleplay as a corporation. Hashtag the American way, etc., etc. Gamer with the asterisk, can't believe it. So I'm gonna see how far I get just thinking about the obvious way that things need to move, and then see what happens. Already going bad. Yep, that doesn't move. Surely this moves. Ah, I found something. Yeah, Picky Peeves, gamer. Yeah, PT does have a point. I'm currently not a gamer. I don't have the headband on. Now, if we're gonna like really like cross our thresholds here, we could be all like, it's time for the game of transformation. Let's get down athlete style. Let's get in. Oh, it's at a jaunty angle. That looks messed up. Actually, I don't mind it. I don't. Oh, I'm in reverse too a little bit. This is mirror style. This is freaking me out. All right, gamers up. Let's get some gamer goo all over our hands, and let's friggin' get this guy transformed. Sport mode! Alright, I got his hands folded away. Now I'm going to be sitting here. No nipple action. I think everyone knew that already. I think that was known. I don't know if I can do this yet or not, but we'll put the thing up here. Because I just realized him having a waist joint means my first thoughts all don't make sense, because that can't just flip up. So, how do we get cockpit? And I'm guessing we gotta free some stuff back here. Very much just prying at things and hoping that they move. Let's get his little feeties out. There we go. Is this open? What is this? Oh. Oh, I bet that's how he inhales his legs. Okay, that's going to be for later then. Alright. Does the back lift out of the torso? I'm pretty sure it does. Oh, here we go. That folds down like that. That's a start. I'm going to get these out of the way again. Oh, that folds his head away. I was not expecting that. Here's a retool already. Whoever, would you just paint a little face on there? Who does this look like to you? You know, leave your ideas in the comments. Bonktacular Productions, hello. We are opening up a Legacy United Voyager class Cybertron Universe Starscream from Transformers Legacy United (parentheses Transformers Generations). Time for the fake head, my favorite thing on this. Wait, is that supposed to be the top of his head? Because on the old one, right, it shrank down. Okay, I kind of love that. So there's like a big rivet here on both sides. So I'm thinking that this has to fold somehow, but I don't know how to unlock it. So that was for the head. Orange Man, I think it is. Oh boy. Yeah, that's great. That's actually beautiful. That's art. That's Kino. We have a better way to deal with his head, but we all know what the people want, so this is his decoy. That's where he keeps his alter brain. Stuff moves down here, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, I don't want to force it. Bongtacular Productions, thank you for the advice about keeping your teeth apart. I am pleasantly astonished how actually that was a discovery for a lot of people. I was really worried it was just me. For those who don't know, I shared, ooh, what's this? What's this? Sorry, there's a moving part here. I shared a piece of information I got from my dental hygienist. Since I can't currently easily afford a night guard, my hygienist recommended, oh, well, at the meantime, at the very least, just consider the notion that at no time when you're not eating, your teeth should never be touching. And so just think about it if you feel them touch, and loosen your jaw, because if they're touching, that means your jaw muscle is actually tightening. So you might not realize it's tightening, and that'll train it to clench when you're asleep, so try to just, relax it when you feel your teeth touch. Anyway, constantly, my teeth, when I'm not thinking about it, they go like, nee, and I'm like, stop it, relax, relax. Chris Muse, thanks for the reminder, caught myself clenching again. Okay, that's... I might need to visit the instruction book so I can find out what to pull on. Because I actually don't know what to pull on. Alright, here we go. Oh, the first time you separate the chest can be scary. The cockpit does separate from the back. Is it just very tight then? Ooh, alright, gamer. Gamer! 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 Hang on. What are you gonna tell me? What are you gonna tell me? Nothing with the chest on the entire first side of the page. Whatever, it's not what we're here for. Huh? Huh? How? Okay, hang on. Waist comes with the nose cone? I didn't properly read the instructions. I was mostly looking to see like when it would tell me what the upper body does, and then it did that thing where it's like, yeah, here in one step, here's what it does. And I was like, wait, you can't do that to me. Slow down. But it did say I could do this first. Okay, so now something's happening. Transformation, something magical. The cockpit does switch. The waist just goes with it? Oh! That was tight. Oh, so the nose cone does just swing forward like that. Okay. Whew. Alright. Athlete. This isn't for fun. This is for guts and glory. This is for the prize money. This is for the purse. Okay. So I found back here, while I was digging around on his body and fondling everything, that these things flip like that. So you would think this then flips in like that. And there is a tab that matches a slot in that. That's pretty freaking cool. And then does this just match up with that? Matches up with that. Oh, wait, I gotta... Wait, what do I do with this? Oh, wait. Whoa, wait, whoa, hold on. I see. And that tabbed into the crotch, too. There was a little tab that went into his, like, cybernucleic taint. Or whatever you call it. You know, the medical term. It's biblically accurate. Gotta get them things aligned. Because I just noticed, look at this. Those match up. That's a kind of neat way to change the volumicity, the voluminosity of this thing. Oh wait, is that where the gun goes? Yeah, the CN taint. It's in Transformers Prime. Did I get this? Did I kind of get this? The gun has 2 storage spots. Also, I just realized this just basically like his bomb. These are bomber doors. This guy could just like, you know, unleash. There's a little tab on here. That's got to go somewhere. Where is your slot? Robot mode. Oh. Use the tab. Oh, man. Stick it in the notch. Oh, man. Whoa! Wait. Oh, well, does this actually... Whoops! Okay. Oh! Okay, yeah. Okay, I see. These ridges match up with these extensions, and then it seats in that little bed. And that's friggin' snug. Oh my god, and then this, like... You can see there, this like, pairs right onto that angled piece at the top. That's snug. That is tight. Okay. Oh, that's gorgeous. I love this. After how many friggin' Generations toys where it's like, stick the gun on the side, and you're like, there's room between the legs and the car mode. It can do the same thing with the triangle tail fin? Oh, yeah, I think I see what you mean. Should have given him 2 guns. I wonder if at one point he had 2 guns. Hang on, I think I'm not fully seating like everything in the front nose cone because it constantly feels like I got it, then it falls apart. So I probably gotta like mess with this a bit more and learn like the order of ops to create full surface tension. Anyway, how can I slam jam that up in here? Because I think I see spots. Unless I'm... No, those spots are isolated, so that's got it. Oh, wait. Is it like this? Oh, hang on. Up. I've got to know where the purple gun goes. To finish the story! I'm just thinking about it like as Seth is in here. Yeah, look at that. Those same things that I was flipping out about, they tab upwards into here, so the gun can store like that, too. So if you had 2 guns, you could store them both in these chasms. Ayo! Do you think he's worth the $45 I end up paying on him? Oma Ender, are you in Canada? I'm hoping you mean that you're in Canada, and because that's the Voyager price. If you're in the States and it's 45 USD, do not. Unless, like, that's shipping or something. Archer Monster in here, what is up? Can we get a force? Can we, for the Archer monster? Can we get a force chip ignition? Yeah, these two gun storage spots are like ahead of the curve from a lot of what they've been doing for the last year. That's freaking cool. I love that. This must have been designed with, at one point, having two guns, to have like two very distinct bespoke spots for the same gun to go. I totally bet you at one point it was like, yeah, he'll have two guns. Instead, we just get two cool spots to put the gun, which is also great. Akikon, are they still part of the Evo Fusion gimmick? No. Evo Fusion was for Legacy Evolution. That's how you know. That's also how I completely forgot that, like, Legacy Prowl's little throwing stars are actually Evo Fusion, because I was attributing him to being Legacy United in my head, because the other two animated guys were out in Legacy United. Anyway, let me get the... we're done being an athlete for the time being. So, Archer Monster, I hope everything's going well. I like just using your username. see if people put it. I mean, demonstrably everyone in the chat has put it together, but I also just like using usernames. Zero saying athletic career over. You got me. You got me. Aaron Axsmith having the realization. They just changed 2 letters! Anyway. Hot take, because I've only transformed this once one way, right? I think this is pretty cool. Do not overpay, in my opinion. If a 45 is just retail. Oma Ender, I don't want a prize, you don't have to say, but are you in, like... I might have missed it, where you're located. Because, like, there's also... there are potentially 3 to 4 different dollar types we're talking about, too. But if it's just MSRP Voyager, I'd say he's good. Like, that's the Voyager MSRP. If you're not paying a markup, he's fine. Like, if something about him feels a little off to you, then maybe, you know, give it a sec, give it a moment of pause. I got this for 10% off because I went through GameStop in Canada and I have the membership. So, getting it for retail minus most of the tax, I'm having enough fun with this. This feels like a plussed up current Voyager in some ways. I know there's the conversation of, like, how does this compare to the original? The original is chunkier. The original is more satisfying, I think, to transform. I think the transformation on the original is a little bit more like, yeah, just moving the pieces. But on the original, you have the massive caveat that his arms don't do a lot. And I think nostalgia has made a lot of folks sort of minorly forget how sort of landlocked original Galaxy Force, Cybertron, Starscream's arms are, because they have a spring-loaded gimmick running through his entire upper, like, shoulder blades. And yeah, the shape of this is different. It's pointier. It's a little bit more arrowhead than, like, chunky Tetrajet. So I think that's going to be a highly subjective thing, depending on how you feel about that. Simeon Scott saying, reminder, Transformers are 30% off at US Targets till the 17th. Wish we had those. They tried. They failed. Valkysa says, considering what the Galaxy Force Voyager goes for, 45 doesn't seem that bad. I don't actually know what the aftermarket's like on that one. So that's why Prime with the how does it compare to the Supreme. That's the comparison where I kind of want to sit someone down and go, like, this is a bit, though, right? Like, we understand this is a bit. But yeah, I'm liking this so far. It's just, he's very feature-loaded. The articulation's really solid. I think the transformation's a little funny, but I suspect that over time I will sort out some of the kinks I'm finding. Just little wiggly bits in the arms, and that the front here, like, it's just not seating rock solid, but I feel like that could be user error on my part. Oh, Picky Peeves, as an anatomist, can confirm your range of motion in your pectoral girdle can be seriously limited by the inclusion of a spring-loaded gimmick between the scapulae. So, you know, expertise here. Mimicry would be so funny if the next Titan was just this at 60 centimeters. Yeah, I mean... and they don't change any of the joints, they just do a knockoff style. Just like, yeah, he's just got, like... I don't know, 15 millimeter pegs holding the pods in. Face forward, I was at a toy show Vancouver Saturday. A couple vendors had him, but he was like 60. Oh, you mean this one? For 60 Canadian? Yeah, no. No. That's if you make enough money where $15 is nothing. Then you just pay the convenience tax. You're like, yeah, I want it now. Then like whatever. But $15 matters to me. I ain't there right now. $15 is a whole core class if I pretend tax doesn't exist. I'm gonna turn him back to a robot so I don't linger too long here. He better still have the compatible ports to represent the Supreme class's comically undersized fist holes. He may be busy with artwork or general life, but I'm curious how Archer Monster, if he's gonna at some point get to handle one of these, because this is from Prime Archer Monster era, once again getting redone, and I like the idea of someone like, how do you put this? Someone's work generationally iterating so directly, and then, you know, that same person getting to mess around with like, all right, what'd these guys do? You know, unless you actually worked on this on a contractor level, I'm not sure. Then in that case, like, whatever, you know. Share what you like, but... Red Snarl, I'm sure there will be an oversized knockoff. One of the first times it would be thematic for someone to just go like, yeah, we disassembled one and 3D scanned it, and then we just upped all the sizes by 300% and printed one off. I think I will caution, I'm not going to speak on behalf of someone, but I would say there's probably like a little bit of loaded nature of going like, hey, you used to work on these. What do you think of what the new guys did? Because, you know, it's unlikely someone's going to go like, I think that they screwed it up. I think that they sundered my vision and... That said, like, I do really wish, unless it has happened, I don't know, and I'm not going to snoop that. I'll snoop somebody's LinkedIn, but I'm not going to snoop this. I just wish when it is as direct as like, oh yeah, it's from one of the lines before the live action movies when like, you know, Archer was working on all the stuff on the, you know, on the ground level, not having to look after a movie production at the same time. That, like, you know, when they do UT stuff, just like send one. Surely you got the contact info. Like, that's not the Transformers team's call necessarily. Like, that's getting into a level probably like 1 or 2 rungs above them. But Mid-Blossom Films, King Laugh4 and Robofini miss you. Who's King Laugh4? There we go. King Laugho was the GOAT. Are his videos archived? I don't know. Could always try Wayback Machine. That might do something. Sideswipe Prime, I want an Orson's World version. Hey, what do you think of this remake of a toy you made? Yes. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, Orange Man, I agree. I'm going to quote, snooping to see if somebody hates a new version of a toy is like next level petty, LOL. Yeah. It's kind of like... It's an interesting question, but I think also, like, I would immediately go, like, my first question if I were in the position where I worked on a brand as a toys person for a while, and then someone went like, hey, what do you think of these guys doing new versions of your toys in 2024? The first thing I'd say is like, hey, before I answer, just completely unrelated, do you have a YouTube channel? You know, because I hate to say it, but my first assumption would be like, Are you making content derogatory? Are you fishing? Are you fishing so you can turn on OBS and put up a video with SEO? Is this what we're doing? Whoa! I just fired his gun out of his hand. There it is. I'll be right back. I forgot the force chip was a separate piece, and I just used it as a fulcrum to catapult his gun out of his fist. There we go, fixed it. Boulder, do you run a big Twitter page? Yeah, the force ship had some force. Customs by DAC. This figure's one of my... Wait, is it my DAC? Are you my DAC? Anyway, figure's one of my favorite this year. Absolutely love it. Yeah, this is a really... Like, you know, I've messed with it for approximately, let's say, 45 minutes tops. But, like, it's a good feeling Voyager. You know, and I just opened up the other two Voyagers, so pull them in. Here's your Voyagers so far. I would actually say of the three, he's the most well-rounded package so far. This one is going for, like, a big chunky approach with some simpler ideas. And this one is just very good, hand-feel-wise, at being a really weird design. So these two, I think, have sort of more esoteric stuff going on, whereas this one is just like, you like swords? You like space planes? He does all that. And, you know, you're good to go. Customs by DAC says, yes, you're my DAC! Hello! It's nice to see you. Archer Monster, my core answer is that each toy is made in its era under different cost and schedule and influence goals, so hard to compare. Yeah, I would agree. I was actually thinking about that because I just put up a review of the Legacy animated Prowl, and I got one comment which was like waiting for the comparison with the 2007 version, and I was kind of sitting there going like, it would be kind of wild to directly compare a 2007 Deluxe and a 2024 Deluxe with all just the global events that happened between these two toys existing, let alone the goals, the budgets, what the brand was, etc. and etc. Like, it'd be really fascinating. It would probably be like disappointing for a certain demographic because I wouldn't just be going like, one's better at this, but the other's better at this, because I'd be way more interested in, like, you know, Wave 1 Deluxe animated Prowl from 2007, ostensibly probably first put to paper sometime in 2005, before the notion of the live-action movies, you know, really was more than, like, an idea, let alone the idea that they would be successful, therefore, blah, blah, blah. Also, this is before the rising cost of oil affected all injection molding industries, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm trying to kind of brainstorming here, but it was an idea I was having in the shower this morning. Dak says, Toy Hack sticker set for Thundertron is so good. I should check that out. Chris Muse, did Aaron Archer just snoop himself in the chat? No, we've all been pretty, like, demonstrably opaquely just yelling at him since he said hello, so, you know. Matt Myers, watching you mess with this guy is convinced you to buy one, curse you yet again. I mean, hey, yo, just in my self-defense, I haven't done a lot with them. All I did was kind of like, I yelled Robo-Taint and I transformed him once. V-Rider, sorry to step away, is that Aaron Archer in the chat? Yeah, I mean, it could be. It's an Archer monster. That's all that we really know. Archer Monster has shown up to one of our news streams, which I'm hoping to start doing again in the next week or two with my pal Aaron Axsmith. I haven't told him that yet, but I figured I'll just say it now. I'm hoping to stick that in now that I don't think I'm getting any new figures in the next few weeks. You know, who knows? Hard to know. But yeah, I'm hoping to get that train rolling again so that we can finally So we can finally finish talking about the year 2003. That's the only goal left now, is can we make it through the year 2003? I don't know. Simeon Scott, it is kinda insane how constant G1 comparisons in internet videos during their formative years led to some weird behaviors and expectations from newer fans. Well, I try to think about how, for, like... I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny, newer being, like people who joined in 2007, so fans who have been fans for 17 years. But, like, you know, as time goes on and more on-ramps happen, there are lots of fans who will join in when, like, stuff has already happened. And I've encountered that talking to people at the last few TF cons where, and it's no one's being, like, pushy, it's just, like, you know, in conversations realizing, like, somebody's retro is, like, oh yeah, I joined the fandom in, like, 2010, so these 2006 toys are, like, before my time. They're kind of like artifacts to me, and it's like, that's wild. But that's also kind of cool. And so, I think that, like, when it comes to comparisons and stuff, there are going to be some amazingly cool viewpoints. I've already heard some really cool viewpoints when someone who is, like, you know, a post-2012 fan starts messing with Unicron Trilogy stuff, or even animated stuff, and goes like, damn, this is just different toys. Like, capital D different. I think it's so fascinating. And it's part of what makes Transformers so fun to follow, is that we have all of these layered levels of discourse we can have, healthy discourse, that, like, even if Transformers just stops tomorrow forever, we got, like, a decade of discussion that none of us will have heard that we can still have. Which I just think is really cool. Master Ben, April 30th, Vangelis gets Titan Wave. Not that I'm aware of. I don't have Titan toys on pre-order. I can't afford that. I kind of just wait and see what happens. The back corner, it feels weird to go the vintage Grail before my time. I've always wanted is Rid 01 Optimus. Like, you know, I just think that's so cool. Because, like, my very first BotCon was the BotCon when Car Robots was first available in dealer rooms, and I flipped out buying all these cool Japanese toys that turn into vehicles and stuff. And I thought that was so cool. And like, to me, that was like a new thing once a long time ago. And then to someone else, it's like, that is an artifact from now. I think that's so cool. Alan Weaver, this Starscream is so good. I think the people are liking this. I know that I've read some critiques on this one I don't disagree with, but I don't share them. Just as far as like a current Voyager, I'm not even going to use the phrase a current Voyager. Just as a Voyager right now, I am enjoying the possibilities. Like, he can taste the ground, you know. He can track. I just like the pods on the forearms too. I think this is a natural evolution happening here, like this. This is like next level. I think that this is something that, like, a toy should have done before this, with this design specifically. Ruby Nova, seeing newer fan being used to refer to folks who started in the late 2000s is really amusing to me as someone who became a fan in 2016, 2017. Right? I think that's also the gut check that, like, we as fans always need to be, like, eager to receive. Of, like, when people are like, I don't know about this newer stuff like Prime, and it's like, dog, Prime was a decade ago. Like, there are folks who are getting into Transformers where, like, Cyberverse is, oh, that's from just before I heard about Transformers. And it's like, that's so wild and that's so cool, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm gonna just check to see storage things. Oh, right, the gun. Someone said the tab, I'm just seeing what the tab was for. So the tab is, oh, here. So he's got 2 tabs. You couldn't fit 2 guns back there, but you can stick this on here to, you know, give him a sort of a gun storage. I don't know that I would do that myself. I think I would probably just Megatron this. Forearm 5mm ports are like a low-key, like, beautiful gift we received and then we never thanked anyone for. Because you can just stick a gun like this and start null-raying everything. Liz says, oh, I love his off gray plastic too. Yeah, he's got a really nice tone of gray that doesn't, like, it lets light into the crevices just right, so that it's not got that unpainted gray look. It's like just that right tone and finish to like attract darkness into the recesses. M Cypher, hello. It says forearm 5mm ports. One of those things should just be required standard more or less forever. They kind of are. Like, it's almost aberrant when you don't see one. If it's not on the outside of the forearm, like sometimes they're on the inner forearm. Like, I think. Okay, so he is at he has one. Even him. Look, he's got one. I was gonna say I thought that he had one on the underside, but no. I might be thinking of Windblade, the Legacy Windblade, Legacy United Windblade. Logos Minor, the on-ramp discussion is always fascinating among 2000s kids because of all the different series from year to year. Yeah. Especially Unicron Trilogy, when, like, the brief time when Transformers was weekly anime. So there's that whole period where people could just be into stuff. Archer Monster, my G1 Optimus came in styrofoam. They made styrofoam? Face forward, Windblade has ports on the bottom of her forearms. That's what I thought. Thank you for checking. I'm assuming you checked. I think Missing Link Optimus comes in styrofoam as well. I think I mentioned this during the TFCon debrief stream, but I got to mess with Toy Guy's Missing Link Optimus, and it was really cool. It also robbed me of hunger to actively pick up Missing Link Optimus. I would like to own that figure sometime, but I'm in no rush anymore. Having messed with one for a couple minutes, I was like, kind of confirming that it does the things I think it does, and then I was like, I can wait now. I'm not in a rush. I just wanted to know how it felt, and I know how it feels, and I'm like, that's cool. I'm alright now. Let me see if I missed any other weird ideas on here. No. They're saying you can fold the swords out when he's a jet. I mean, you can. For sure. Okay. Liz says styrofoam is a bygone material anyway. Sorry, I keep doing that because I get excited about exclamation marks. Anyway, I should open the other figure. It's hot dog time! Who wants a weenie? So I did pre-order this. Liz says, keep it up! Alright, I will. I pre-ordered this because I have liked every Generations Triple Changer since like a decade ago. I have not disliked any of them, even Broadside. So when they do a Triple Changer, I want it, because usually I like them. I understand there's a lot of discourse around the quality levels of Triple Changers to Triple Changers. I just like them all. They're like Ironhides. They're like Neoclassics Ironhides. I just like them all. So even TR Astro Train. So I never got the Astro Train. Hang on. Oh no, TR Astro Train. Sorry, I thought you meant Siege. But I also just knocked over something, so pardon me a second. Oh! So I never got Siege Astro Train. I only have Galaxy Shuttle, but I like him. Titan's Return Astro Train. I do like him, yes. Titan's Return Sentinel Prime. I do like him. The Triple Changer Optimus and Megatrons I like more than the Triple Changer versions, except I like LG Octone a lot because he has the Ghost Starscream parts that flip up, or that pop up. I think that's cute. I like them all. Sorry. Actually, no. Feel bad that I like them all. Even the bad Blitzwing, I fixed him. Thrilling 30 Blitzwing, I liked that toy when it was new. I'm indestructible. I'm unloading the unknown opinion here. Archer Monster, I kind of missed the side chest cannons being articulated. A lot of people it's basically been a parlance all across the fandom I've seen. Everyone misses the nipple guns. Everyone. It's a sort of a shame because, like, at a glance, they really look like they're gonna move up. But they don't. Alpha Trilion. Love them. Botcon Battle Trap. Don't have one, but I like that mold. Basically, if you feel bad you like an unloved triple changer, I probably like it too, to some degree, so don't worry. Zimman, what are you using to do those live captions? It's that plugin people spread around on Blue Sky and Twitter once every couple months. It's the one that can integrate directly with Twitch's closed caption system. I'm not on Twitch, but I figured out a way to muscle it to appear on screen. It glitches out sometimes and doesn't catch up all the time, but people have said it's more helpful than a hindrance, so I figure I'll just leave it on. Oh, the Galaxy Force Voyager didn't have the nipple guns? I forgot about that. I feel bad that, like, Archer Monster brought that up, using side chest cannons, and I just went like, yes, the nipple guns! And, yeah, you know, I can't help it. It's just my, it's a reflex I have. Sorry, I'm losing track of the chatters in here. Does that mean you like Earthrise Double Dealer too? I was hype to get the Gen Select cassette Power Masters, the fake Power Masters for him. Because I enjoy that toy. It's me! It's always been me! Why do they keep making all these new triple changers? Why do they keep doing it? They do it for me! Me! They're mine! Anyway, I'm gonna open this thing up. I get loud about this mostly because, like, I came to the conclusion once upon a time. The worst harmless thing you can do to anyone in a way that doesn't matter is say that you privately enjoy a toy that they don't like. Because it's like, A, I've probably got you salty, but also B, you literally can't stop me. Like, in a lot of cases, I say this all the time, most of the time, like, critiques of these toys, they're completely valid and often very sound. It's just usually I'm like, no, that's right, no, that's not incorrect. Anyway, it doesn't matter, I still like the figure. It's Triple Changers and it's Combiner Wars Deluxes, where I'm just like this unstoppable monster, where I'm like, yeah, the problem is I like him, though. My poor neighbors, you know. The guy started screaming about triple changers. This is why I wish I interacted with official Hasbro teams more, but also I never could. Because I would just want to try to pull them into the deranged ARG that is my fandom life. And it already happened when they invited me to Zoom calls during lockdowns, and I just kept using OBS Virtual Camera to make sure they kept seeing Action Master Elite Omega Supreme over and over again whenever I was making salient points. Like, in general, I'm like, I so wish I could work on fun brands and stuff, but also I would only want to work on them my way, which is bad for marketing, at least as far as, like, you know, common marketing parlance. So I just accept, like, I'm probably never going to work on these things, but boy, it would be fun if I did. Y'all think the John Warden era is something. You just wait till I get my hands on the brand. We'll have entire waves of human characters. Lead Commander Class Dr. Arkaville in the chair. It's like, why are we doing this? I don't know. He said it would be funny because it'll make, like, hundreds of people actually mad. But also he wants it. Why does he get to make this call? I don't know. He bought Hasbro, and he didn't change anything. He let everyone keep their positions. He just said, make only my Transformers. What's up, Chris Carnage? Oh my god, I'm on fire. I don't know if you were here, but, like, I kind of dropped an anvil on the whole, like, let's have a heavy discourse on John Warden thing, so I'm mostly referencing that as a goof. It's kind of like, you know, sort of repeating myself, but, like, you gotta have a certain ceiling on how seriously you get knees deep in a conversation, maybe neck deep, when it's all based on, like, I've been stalking the LinkedIn page of a guy who works at a toy corporation, and it's kind of like, okay, so let's gotta keep it around here. Unless that LinkedIn was, like, revealing something, like, humanly horrifying, you know? Oh, Chris Carnage, say hi to Toy Guy for me. Oh, I'm probably gonna end after Toy Guy. If I don't, because he's building that Optimus, right? If I don't, I learned how to raid on YouTube. It actually is in here. It's really stupid how to get it to work. You have to dig deep into the functions and, like, go through a bunch of menus. But if Toy Guy keeps building that Optimus, convince him to keep going until, like, midnight. Convince him to keep going until, like, midnight. Because then I can launch all of you at him, and I think that'd be fun. Yeah, it's a partner program feature. I only learned about it because, like, I was like, you can't do this, and then a bunch of people told me, like, dog, Corpo VTubers do it all the time, and I was like, how? And I went and Googled, and I figured it out. Hey, Evangelist, do you think Sandstorm can finish the story? Well, his daddy once told him hard times make stronger men. So I think so. Alright, I'm going to test something. Because I know this is an issue. So I'm just going to see if it is on mine. We're going to free the nipple, and we're going to see, does the chest come apart? Okay, so that's how it tabs in. Okay. Interesting. So, is it just the peg? I think that, because this is the common thing on Sandstorm people keep talking about. I believe the only designed locking point is this peg. I don't think that these side tabs are actually frictioning in. I think that they're just guiding. So I think if one were to tighten something on this, it would be that peg in there. If you were going to paint some gloss varnish onto something, I'm going to start using that as the phrase as though we all know what I'm talking about. I think you would want to paint a coat of gloss varnish onto that peg there. Oh, Chris Carnage. He said he's definitely not streaming till midnight. Tell him I challenge him to. Tell him I want to raid him. I don't know. Hey, Zimman. I just got Sandstorm open, so I'm not quite sure yet how he goes. I'm going to see if I'm supposed to stick any parts on him right away. Boulder, I'm going to have a video up on this, hopefully in the next month. I've been experimenting with, and I believe that the solution, and what always should have been the solution, is hobby-grade varnish. Vallejo, Army Painter, Games Workshop, whatever. You get a brushable gloss varnish, and that will thicken any parts. I'm going to experiment with some matte varnishes, too, to see if we can use them without having to have a gloss finish. But I've used gloss varnish on a bunch of things in the last, 3 months, and it's worked better than floor polish, and it's easier to apply. The bottle is a little dropper bottle that costs $3 to $5. You can apply it with a paintbrush. It always should have been that. Yeah, hobby, like mini painting hobby varnish in a dropper bottle, specifically. The hot dog goes on his back. Well, why aren't they showing me the hot dog going on his back, then? How am I supposed to know where to stick the hot dog if it don't show me how to put it on his back? Like, when we say the hot dog goes on his back, what are we actually meaning here? Yeah, brushable top coat. Wave sign, me when I've been using the floor polish I have as an acrylic top coat on small things. That's legit, but also just buy a little bottle, because it won't go weird and yellow. Like, that's been the thing about floor polish that like, is a thing, is like, it was never meant to live in a bottle for 5 to 10 years. Sideswipe Prime, you don't have to separate the parts. You can just, like, paint it in, then wipe off the excess. Like, you'll have time before it sets. And if it sets in a weird way, you can also just, like, you know, scrape it off and try again. Like, it's very impermanent, but also fairly durable. Okay, I'm going to try to get this thing in here. Ugh! Channel with no content. I always thought of Sandstorm as being more reminiscent of a grilled cheese than a hot dog. I've always associated him with hot dogs ever since the Unique Toys Sandstorm that turns into a hot dog truck. It's not supposed to be a hot dog truck, but if you look at it, it's a hot dog truck. It was either Unique Toys or DX9. I forgot who did it, but if you know, you know. Asacon, would Tamiya bottle top coat also work? I think Sideswipe Prime, did you test a Tamiya one? Or did you have one that we talked about? Because my main concern with Tamiya is sometimes their stuff is acetone-based or lacquer-based, and that could chemically interact with plastic in an ugly way. But if it's acrylic, it should be fine. Nail polish can work, but that is more chemically dangerous. Nail polish is... Is it acetone based? I know nail polish can be like chemically interactive is the main thing. That's also why I warn people away from super glue, because super glue can at times be chemically interactive. Solvent, that's the word I'm looking for. You want to avoid solvents, because anything that can chemically interact with the plastic can like melt it, make it like soft, make it like brittle. You know, it can do all kinds of things. The reason I go with the gloss coat is because, as far as I have seen and tested, all it does is form another layer, and that's all it does. And that's, like, the important thing. The back corner. Superglue can also have a small problem known as functioning like superglue. I mean... If you want to get, like, friggin' religious about it, I guess we can start having this theological discussion. I'm doing a bit, by the way. I looked it up, that's a hot dog. So how's this robot mode? There's a waist joint, that's cool. That was actually really sticky for a sec. We got a ball socket neck. A little bit of nodding. It's not really a ball socket neck, it's just mounted on a ball joint, but it mostly just turns. Elbows feel nice. Little double jointing going on. Mosatron, I lost a T-30 Stealth Bomber Megatron using superglue as a joint tightener. I lost an animated swindle to superglue because it literally turned his clear purple balls on his shoulder ball sockets into chewing gum. That was the day I went like, I gotta stop thinking superglue is the way, and I just have to use skill. Boulder says, Tamiya, in my experience, can have issues when making contact with raw ABS. That's good to know. I generally try to avoid Tamiya when I don't know precisely what the chemical stuff is, just because so many other hobby products are so acrylic-oriented or polyurethane-oriented, that, like, it feels like it's a little bit safer chemically. Yeah, the get good at joint tightening. It used to be just get good at using superglue. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna, after I film a clip showing that this can be loose, I'm gonna try just tightening this peg. Because I think that's really the only thing that's making meaningful contact. These two orange tabs here look like they're going into slots, but those slots are three-sided, like there's no fourth side. So I don't feel that you would, like, maybe putting a little bit on the outer edge might do something, but I don't think it's going to have a meaningful difference compared to thickening that peg. GT Elm, we opening at the same time? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I remember I watched some of Toy Guy's video on this, and I think it was in that video he made a certain point that I was wondering about. This guy does, like, he's kind of, you know, he's diminutive for a leader class, as that discourse tends to go, but he feels very parts dense. Like, you can kind of feel the stacked layers on him, and I think that's sort of neat. Also, because I know the conversation happens, it's like, oh, is this guy any better than Thrilling 30 Sandstorm? Like, no! Because Thrilling 30 Sandstorm's like the biblically accurate, handsome Sandstorm. You can't top him, so why try to top him? We need dumpy, cabbie hat, M. Cypher said, hot dog aesthetic Sandstorm. If you want handsome Sandstorm, they already did one. You know, he's a solved equation. You know, like, why try to redo that? Yeah, back corner, exactly. T30 Sandstorm tops you. Like, Thrilling 30 Sandstorm is like, you know, if a toy could ever roll reverse, right? Toy Story style, it would be Thrilling 30 Sandstorm. Dare I try to... I'm gonna start flipping parts and see what happens. Oh yeah, we also got, like, there's two guns. Do I need to? Because they're two guns, we kind of know what they do. I can play around with them later. He just comes with a thing, with winch. It's kind of cool that, like, it's literally a winch. I'm kind of missing a crank, though. Like, I see that there's, like, nodules on the orange thing, but, like, I'm really missing a fun crank. Yeah, it's a working winch. You gotta roll your thumb on it, because it's got little nubs all over the orange bits, like, that's how you roll it, and that's fine. But I really could have used a little, like just a little fishing rod. I think that would have been cute. I will say, don't pull on this. I don't think this string will survive more than a couple tens of pulls. Use the rolling. Like, if you're gonna lower it like this. I think yanking on it is gonna cause problems. Also, the winch is 5mm, so you can also just hook this winch onto his forearm and hook this 5mm peg onto, like, you know, Starscream's back. And now you've got Starscream on a winch. That's kind of cool. Liz asks, by your perspective, do you think the string can be replaceable? At a glance, absolutely. But the dexterity required to work with tiny string can be extremely frustrating for some. So I would kind of just warn people away from taking the risk. But it is just string tied in knots in two places. The winch would be going in a box. It's on a box. It's already on a box. This, by the way, I think, yeah, this comes off. I think these are 3mm? Aw, sugar, I can't test. Okay, can I... Yes, it's 3mm. You can also attach this to his gun. Is this gun 5mm to 3mm? No, there's a little sight on the top. Never mind, never mind. Ransom Fern, do you still keep up with Kamen Rider candy toys? Kind of at a distance, but they've now become expensive to keep track of, so I've sort of let them go for the time being. I used to keep up with them partly because it was not that expensive to, but like now everything's expensive. Was Galaxy Force Starscream's voice actor not the Kiryu actor? I could have sworn that was like a thing. Or is it just a guy with a similar voice? Oma Ender says, the string is the same type Lego uses if you really have to replace it. I guess with accuracy. Anyway, I'm gonna try to turn this guy into something. I'll see where I get, and then we'll continue the journey. Oh yeah, Ransom Fern, the Buluke blocky stuff. I am friggin', because there are only, quote unquote only, like 2 or 3 waves out of the G1 stuff. I'm so tempted to like let some mainline pre-orders go and like just grab a bunch of the blockies. I was watching T-Fan Page 101's videos on that stuff, and I'm like, those look really good. Those look like my kind of dosh. Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, little thing. But here's a robot mode arm, right? And then we use the double hinge. I love the double hinge collapse. Okay, so that's our premise. Galaxy Force Starscream is Takaya Kuroda, who voices Kazuma Kiryu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was, like, known enough for people to joke about. Yeah, Isakon, I'm one of those folks who is actually, like, often keen on non-transforming Transformers when they're fun, for me. So, like, if the blocky stuff has some decent hand feel, then I'm doomed. I'm literally doomed. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just seeing, like, these accordion, like, angled, folded parts in here, and I'm like, oh boy. We got some stuff happening in here. That's a whole-ass car engine. Is it? His head folds. Oh boy. V-Rider says, I read Blocky feels as good as Shoto Soto figures do. I'm doomed. I'm hella doomed. They got me. Damn it. Oh yeah, this guy has tires. I saw someone mention that. I forgot about that. They don't feel like PVC or silicone, so they feel pretty stiff, flexible, so hopefully they don't, you know, sweat. I really should look at least a picture of one of this guy's modes. Yeah, the triple changer problem of which mode does this joint move for. It's so real. Because I think they went hard G1 on this guy, right? So he's got a funny-looking car mode with all just his legs in the front, right? Oh! Oh! Those tabs are good. They didn't click, they didn't fight, they didn't flex, they just went. Okay, so these are landing gear wheels. They just happen to be right next to the big wheels. Picky Peeves, I am in fact, I'm kind of aiming for car because I put his legs together, but otherwise I am kind of just seeing what happens. Listen, sometimes, you gotta face hard times to... I'm the American dream, and... Oh, cool. Okay, I think this is a way to get his head to disappear. And that's sort of neat. That's space I didn't think was going to be available. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. There's tabs. Those orange tabs have got slots on his former kneecaps. Hopefully those are car mode slots. I'm just realizing. Or is that for the helicopter mode to have the angle? Or is the angle for the car mode? As a reformed wrestling fan, it's very weird to be hearing these jokes now. Listen, my jokes are the cream of the crop. And the cream always rises. Oh, wait, there's a picture right... Sorry. There's a picture right here of what the vehicle mode's supposed to look like. Whatever. Simple. We got this. Simple. We got this. Tonight we're eating good. Have you considered the back of the box one being better? Maybe. The problem is, the box is over there and it's full of those little plastic twisty bits. Because it doesn't have a window and I ripped the front open. So I can't easily look. Aha, okay. So these don't fold down, they just fold to here. They go 90 degrees. And there's a 5mm port showing. Oh no, that's not a 5mm port. That's just a piece of detail. And then that means that there's a tab on... Oh, wait. Okay, so then this little tab on here, because these things, according to the art, stick forward like this, then this tab right here matches up with this, so we've got synchronicity. And then that means that I can put these in like that and pull this one down. And we got tab up. Is that tab up? That's tab up. Okay. So then this one goes like, where is it? There it is. So that's the front half of the car. Now I just got to determine what everything else does. It does show this folded down as the world's tiniest spoiler, and I think that is adorable. Now I am at a loss as to what everything else here is supposed to do, but we're gonna find our way through. What bots we getting for Legacy? Here's my question: if we really are doing Legacy bots, what price point? I already see Commander class. I don't think this is supposed to be at the angle I have it at. Something's going on. Oh, wait. This folds... Okay. I fixed it. Oh! So that's for robot mode, but then this can fold up for this. which would intimate to me that this whole array has its own alternate orientation that I have simply not yet deduced. Flame War 05. I think that if they don't say anything about Transformers 1 on their 18th stream, then, like, I really want to know why they capitalized the word 1. Then I just really want to know. JT Elm, the angle thing you fixed really threw me. I was kind of worried. I thought, like, what if I just push, and then it happened, and I'm like, okay. Okay. We're here? I am also wondering, like, is there a way for me to just lower this? But I'm not sure. What did I just do? What was that noise? These made like a ratchety noise. If I could just know what the bottom of this is supposed to look like. Like, do I tab these in? Is it just off kilter a little bit like this? He's not rolling, so I'm not sure. It pops in and out. Oh! I just pushed that in. Now he's rolling. Hang on. Now he's rolling. Did I do it? Like, is that it? Is this biblically accurate? I think it is. Oh, right, then this thing. Just gotta take the winch off for a sec. Where's this go? Oh! Oh! Oh? Oh, there! Look, it's got little right in here. These little grooves. So you can stick the roll cage on there if you want. This toy is not in the Bible. No, you can't prove that. He says, saying you cannot prove something extremely simple to prove. What with it being a book with words in it? Silver panel goes beneath his hood. How? Though. How? Oh! Oh, that's slick! Okay, so, like, it's cut here to fit around all the stuff in here and use that new unified peg. Wait, probably this way. And then it also tabs. Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. Is it cheating? Yeah, but like, who cares? Let me give reason number 83 why I'm really bad for content-oriented discourse. Have we considered the ramifications of the plank just going under there? Yeah, it's fine, I don't care. Please like and subscribe. Oh, and then we can just peel this open and pull the plank back out. I do kind of like that, like... Yeah, let me just get these parts off. I think this is good enough. Like, I understand this, it's kind of funny back here, but for a triple changer, again, my triple changer tastes. I love it when it's just like... This just works, though. Yeah, you can put the winch, like, in here. That's fine, but, like... So, you can put everything in there, but I also just like that, like, this also, for me, just works. You know? I can pull all this over here for a second. This is still working for me. I'm going to turn this into a helicopter now. I feel emboldened. I also don't know where a lot of these parts are going to go, but... I know what joints I didn't use. JTLM, you can put the winch in the cage, but what about the wench? The wench is designing a whole new Transformers that we have yet to even see. I, for one, love the work of the wench. Oh, the geometries! Okay, hang on. Y'all saw what just happened, right? Oh, this closes! Okay. And then this little bit folds up. This is good. Look at this freaking... Oh, hang on. We're almost there. We're eating tonight. So that folds up to finish that shape, and then these just close. And the bun is formed! We got the bun! Despite all my rage, I'm still just a winch in a cage. This whole thing here has my serotonin firing in, like, hyperdrive. This whole little thing that just happened here. It's partially off screen. Hang on. Let me take you on a fun little journey. Because I would like to do that again. So. Let me reset the stage. The mise en place. So we're like this, right? And I'm like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So I'll pull this up first. And I thought, like, oh, I can rotate this around. By rotating this around, I've now left clearance for this to fold over, which folds past that, so this can then fold back over here. This then comes down, and you flip this little bit up that had been going back and forth the whole time, and then this goes cleanly down onto here. And then this folds up to finish that shape, and then these two friggin' trap doors close down on that unified 5mm peg, by the way. And then you got the hot dog bun. And it's like the... Yeah! Geometry. I get so hyped for geometry. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so that was like that, but this can't fold up like that. So I'm moving this like that. So that can fold up like that. But then where's this going? Oh, these can turn like on another axis like here. So you could ostensibly have one up and one down. Wait, does this match to the friggin'... Excuse me? Cygnus, it's alright. T30 is a different character, different toy. You can just own both. Is this what the wheels do? Because that's kind of cool if so. There is a tab here and a little groove here. This is what they do. Friggin'. It's like a little, like, extra VTOL system. Can I 180 this? Guess you can. It doesn't feel as good, though. Does not feel as good. Tried to go to bed, but whoa, hot dog. is! This is a goddamn roller coaster of a toy. This is why I love triple changers. Even the more bunkum ones, it's like they're figuring out how do we do 2 vehicles and a robot all together. Even at their worst, I find them so fun and fascinating. They're just doing so much friggin' stuff. Toy Guy's ending stream. Damn it! Beaten yet again by that blasted Toy Guy. Oh, is this what people meant about it popping out? Like, this is another level of it not tabbing in all the way. Maybe. Maybe? I'm not sure. Or maybe it's not supposed to tab in anyway, because we're relying on these tabs. That Toy Guy, here with potato chips. You might have finished your stream first, but one of these days I'm gonna raid you. Then we'll see. Toy Guy said, wait, did you raid me? No. Hardhead TF Reviews, hello. What's the word? The redirect. That's the YouTube word. Wait, did you redirect me? Harold's a Toy Guy. God damn it. One of these days I'm gonna raid you! You have to fold in the windshield. The windshield folds in? Did I fold it in and not notice? I did. Mother! So that accounts for the... That's so freaking cool. It's so easy to take for granted, right? Oh, they just made it turn into a thing. But, like, there's so much friggin' geometry in these triple changers across the years. I get so into it. I've been counter-rated. God damn it. Hi, everybody. I was opening up a couple toys. We opened up this guy. I think he's neat. And now I'm trying to freeball my way through a triple changer that came out in 2024. So, you know, we're figuring it out. Hardhead TF Reviews, I friggin' did say your name. William Muller, figuring out if it's good. Joel Mace 38, Deli Jr. There were some other ones in here. Carno, Johnny XX16. I think I caught up on names. Piggy Peas, man, if you're digging that, you're gonna love Concept Megatron. I want that toy because I think the alt modes look good. Right? Y'all are like, does this guy like Earthrise Double Dealer? I like every triple changer. Like, you could test this. You could test this. Yeah, Magmatron, down. You're gonna grab Silver Bolt if you see him. If I see one, maybe. That one, for whatever reason, I'm like, it looks good. I'm just not, like, excited. We figuring out me getting through life. Yeah, you know how it is. Yeah, Concept Megatron I'm hyped for. The problem is, right, because I'm in Canada, there's still a little chance I could get one for 10% off. He's on Amazon Canada right now, but, like, there's a little chance I could save 10%, and, like, I got the taste in me now. It's GameStop's curse. I could save some of the taxes. So I want to save some of the taxes. And then I'm going to get Gamer Primed, and he's just going to cease to exist at one point. And I'm going to be like, no! What I try to do, I should say, because some of y'all are new here, when I do streams, I try to go no instructions. However, I will always default to instructions if there's risk of breakage, and I try to check in, you know? Like when I was doing Animated Optimus, Legacy Animated Optimus, and folks were saying, like, maybe just check the instructions on his legs. And I was like, that was good. And yeah, I saw Gamer Optimus got a reissue happening now. So I once again have a chance to get him for 10% off. Toy Guy, that 10% go crazy. Get him at GameStop. If I can! They don't got him at Ontario GameStops anymore, so all the Amazon ones are just sitting there looking at me, and I'm like, stop it. You can't do this to me. I'm a giant in this industry. Something, something. Okay, demonstrably, I gotta get this block out of here, because this ain't fitting. If this block is in here, right? Oh, yours had one. What? I mean, yeah, if you find one, let me know. Because, yeah, I've never seen him at any of the ones around here. Black Mega Man. I got lucky yesterday, found an animated Bumblebee at Target. It's 30% off. Hell yeah. That toy, 30% off? Deadass solid. I just finished writing the review script for that one, and, like, I like that figure. It's the accessories that kind of bum me out. So, like, if you get 30% off, you just pretend the accessories are free, because that's scientifically how that works. Walmart. I haven't been to Walmart. Well, Walmart doesn't give me 10% off, though. This is how my brain works. I'm like, if I spend the $3 to transit over to Walmart to buy it at retail, I mean, I could just get it off Amazon with free shipping and save the $3. Freelance lifestyle. Freelancer lifestyle. I'm stalling. I'm friggin' stalling. I'm like, how do I gotta stop stalling on this. We gotta pick a path and go. So if I'm just gonna fold this down. Just to see what happens if it's not there. Yeah, there's still stuff in the way. Okay. V-Rider, pre-ordered my first 3-0 figure that's the Mega Man. Super curious after your reviews. I'm curious too, because the Mega Man's probably going to resemble Dango. It's not going to be one-to-one. Like, I think the Mega Man's going to be better. This feels so natural, though, with this in here. So how do I make the wheel go away? Move the chest. Okay. Okay. William Muller, loved your TFCon panel. Thank you. Which one? There were a couple. Now fold the block down. Oh. This lag is gonna mean I'm like missing parts of what you're saying, isn't it? Ayo? We're here! Thank you. We're here! Alright, so he's just peeking. The YouTuber one. Oh yeah, thanks. That one was fun. That was real bonkers. That one got a little crazy. And I'm glad it sounded like everyone involved had fun, audience and participant. GT Elm had to figure that out on my figure. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, for 3-0 Mega Man looks nice, but like I don't need any more Mega Mans. I think 3-0 Mega Man is going to be like that point where it's like, I want a high-end toy. And then there's this little Mega Man staring at you, and it's like, alright, there's a high-end toy. Alright, I'm satisfied. Hardhead, what was your favorite panel? The panel I did on Sunday morning, because I'm always worried people are going to be bored of those, and then once again, people were not bored of it, so that always makes me feel super good. That was the, Why Do We Enjoy the Toy for 40 Years was the title of that. If y'all want to see it, it's up on my YouTube. Looks like the panels on the legs flip out for the arms to go into. Oh, thank you, William. That's very kind. D Rice Raid Fanfics YouTube dropping in again. Hello. I'm so close on this. I'm just gonna take a look what the picture is. That's what I want to know what they're gonna show me in their CAD drawing. Because the arms are blocks on the side, right? Yeah, the arms are blocks on the side. This makes me happy. This makes me... Look at that go! Look at that... Hang on. Look at that go! That's a friggin' fidget spinner. Whoop. Uh-oh. There we go. Poor Sandstorm's like, you bent my propeller. You went too hard. And it's like, yeah, bro. It spins so fast. I couldn't help myself. This is fun. A lot of times on be they high-end or normal Transformers, like, this function gets lost for the sake of something else. But, like, this is just... The boom! So happy. From a helicopterist, the blades aren't supposed to bend like that. I mean, you know, if you spin them fast enough, I'm sure if I did this to a helicopter... Oh, now they don't spin! That's kind of cool. They only spin when they're locked in the proper orientation. Okay, you win this time, helicopterist. Liz says, I just love looking at this figure. I'm finally hooked. Sandstorm will do that to you. Sandstorm is like the most unassuming of the triple changers. It's like, what's up? I'm a funny orange guy. I turned into a funny car and a funny helicopter. People are like, oh, look at that Sandstorm being a goof, and then someone will be staring just long enough to go like, damn it, you got me. I also just noticed there's an offset. There's like an offset on these. So they kind of have to go in a certain way on these middle ones. Oh! Sideswipe Prime, Jada Mega Man, they showed waves 2 and 3 at SDCC last year. I'm really hoping to find some of those Jada Mega Men, because, like, Jada Chun-Li won me over so hard. I want to mess with the Jada Mega Men now as well. And I want to mess with the Jada Street Fighter, what got, you know, butterfly joints. Have you checked out the new TF comics? I'm waiting for the first trade. Unless that's out now, then I forgot it was out. But I've been waiting for the trade on it, because I was like, I need a little break, so I'll wait for a trade. Yeah, Joe Taka, I mean, I only have Jada Toys Chun-Li, and I'm like... I went on about this during the TFCon Hall stream. I was friggin' astonished at the way the hips worked, and how well they worked. And then folks were telling me she's considered the worst of the line so far because her neck joint is smaller and more limited, and she doesn't have butterfly joints on her shoulders. And I was like, if this is the worst one, I'm screwed. Because... Piggy P. Sandstorm says, I kill people gruesomely. Everyone says, oh, you. It's true. It's true. Liz says they should make a new Octane so gay marriage can be legalized or legacyized. Yeah, true. The lack of an Octane that isn't a headmaster is a bummer to me. Because Deluxe Octane from 1,100 years ago is near the bottom of my triple changer list. I don't mind that toy, but he is definitely, like, less of my kind of thing. The Deluxes tend to, like, lose me a bit easier because, like, they're getting less geometrically risk-taking. But a new Octane would make me very happy because yes, then we could have the boyfriends back, and we could get to the real business. Yeah, the Jada Street Fighter figures are probably the best 6-inch action figures I've messed with in a very long time. I don't keep up with a lot of the Hasbro lines, but I check in on them, and there's good stuff in there. But then the Street Fighter ones, like, just friggin'. It's just the joints work. They don't have weird, like, detent points, at least on Chun-Li. You know, they don't like lock and stop in weird spots. They don't have like gummy flex in weird spots. Sorry, I'm getting distracted from making use of the box. Rescue helicopter. Rescue helicopter. It's rescue. Can this one spin? It doesn't spin as well. Uh-oh. Rescue helicopter. Whoever's in this cage fell out a long time ago, but whatever. Can you put Ravage in the cage? Yeah, I think that smallest transforming Transformers Ravage will probably fit in here. Adufonza, hello! You also just opened this toy today. Hell yeah. I can't get this back out. Sideswipe Prime says, Ryu has some D10s and Mega Man has some in his ankles. That's fine. I mean, some are fine. It's like, what is it? Like the classic Marvel Legends Star Wars Black Series thing. I think it's Marvel Legends more often, where it's like, these are all joints that can move, but like they snap themselves into positions in ways that prevents me from making use of like 20% of the range, you know? Madifer, waiting for a sale on this fella. If you can catch this guy on sale, then he's gonna be super... Like, I got him for GameStop sale, so I got him for, 10% off. And that already feels really, really baller. I can't get this thing back out now. There we go. I just had to cry a little, and then I was able to get it back. That's the solution for a lot of things in life. How are we doing for time? About 2 hours? Okay. Good time. I'm going to try to turn him back into a robot. That'll be our final act here. I like that the subtitles capitalize Mega Man and put his space in like they should. That's on whoever programs these caption things. Yeah, 10%. I got the platinum, baby. I'm GameStop Platinum. You can't get that anymore because they're messing their nice system up. It's real. Sideswipe Prime, so you got, like, Gamer Sideswipe and Concept Sunstreaker coming in? I've been hearing, actually, now good things about both of them. I was hearing, like, up and down about them for a while, but then more people have been getting them, and a lot more people are like, nah, though, this Sideswipe is actually pretty cool. He's kind of got, like, the Gamer Edition ceiling, sort of, but apparently he's actually turned out pretty okay, according to some folks, so that's exciting to me. GameStop for the gamers. Griffman, I have both and like them. I almost pre-ordered both of them, but I stopped because I was like, okay, the pre-order says they'll come into stock on May 1st. Everyone's finding them on shelves. If I pre-order these right now, I'll suddenly have to go buy 2 deluxes, possibly in the next week. I don't want to do that right now, so I'm going to take a risk. I want to see you try to transform Sideswipe on stream. Huh. Picky Peeves, I only have... The only Gamer Edition toy I have is Bumblebee. I wasn't able to find a single other one that I wanted to pick up. I've seen Barricade around. I kind of don't want to pay full price on him, because I know too much about his legs. And I've seen Megatron once or twice. I messed with Toy Guys for a minute. I kind of don't want to pay full price on it. So that's kind of where I'm at with the ones I've seen. Is Sandstorm based on a Pavlov? If Axsmith is still here, he knows everything about helicopters, so he could probably answer that. That is one of the fun things about I've noticed about my stream environment as I've continued doing this more often. Is like we're accruing a fair amount of like specialized expertise here and there when folks are in the room at the right time, and I think that's super cool. Aaron is here. It's Pavlowish. It's Pavlish. Of a Pavlo scent. A hind D. This bit where the propellers have to go down this, like, weird little not detented, there's, like, a ridge they have to clear past. That doesn't feel great, but also the propellers feel like they're made of palm, so I think they'll be fine. But I would say try not to just, like, go, like, you make sure they're all lined up first. Oh, an Army of Bees is here. Army of Bees is a helicopter expert. Says, this is known as a long guy. He's a helicopter, but long. Thank you. My other favorite part of a triple changer is when you start going from the mode that you didn't take the robot to, and then you just see the robot staring back at you going like, God, please, will you just let me have legs again for a second? I'm exhausted. This windshield fold is clutch. Like, this is a really cool little trick to acquire some new space, basically. Also, everything doesn't line up now, and I gotta figure out what we're gonna do about that. Right. It was like this. Right, it was folded over? No, it wasn't folded over. This was down. Right. Okay, it was in... Yeah. Okay. It was at an angle. That was the thing. I remember now, because I was complaining about that. Aaron says, close-ish to an early CH-53 without any refueling gear or the like, too chonk to be an H3. Bits of one another blending together. That way you don't have to deal with Lockheed Martin and their wonderful line of lawyers. How did I lock this together? Right. Those are lawyers I never want to deal with. You don't want to pick a fight with Lockheed Martin? Are you not a bad enough dude? You don't want to... Isn't that what, like, those guys who, like, post on the military LARPing forum where they keep revealing tank info they're not supposed to reveal? Isn't that kind of what they're always doing? Every time someone's like, you don't know anything about tanks, they're like, oh, I don't know anything about tanks? Look at, this classified information I have! Whatever, and it's like some friggin' gamer forum or something. I can't remember the full story anymore. I know enough of it that I think it's really funny. But... Oh, bees, we're talking about the same thing. War Thunder. Yeah. Wait, did it happen again? Like, again? Like, right now again? Oh, yeah, World of Tanks leaks as well. All these freaking... these bored guys at a desk job in the military playing World of Tanks. Going like, I know more about tanks. I freaking know more about tanks! Simeon Scott again? Just now. See, that's what Transformers leaks. At the end of the day, it's Transformers toys, whatever. At least we're not War Thunder. At least we're not getting into fights where... That would be like... How do you put it? That's like the toxic version of Orson's World. Orson's World, in some ways, was... There was a guy pretending to know stuff, so someone who did know stuff said, hey, stop telling everyone things that aren't true. But then, like, you take it to the next level where it's like, all right, now it's no longer someone who works on a toy brand. It's someone going like, you don't know stuff about actual lethal equipment. I do. Also, yeah, like, we had an Archer monster in here earlier. Might still be here. I don't know. Archer monster turned up whilst we were opening Cybertron Starscream. Versus Prime's newest video opens like, what is up, guys? Today we're looking at an M1 Abrams. It's friggin' stolen M1 Abrams. I paid a guy on Instagram. If you look at the M1 Abrams too closely, he wrote a slur before he sold it to him on the friggin' front end. Shrug. Nikto, I thought the angry archer was Orson. Correct. Like, we're so far... I feel like we've got to be so far removed from it now that, like, it's now just this weird joke of its time if you were there looking for, like, the 3-year period where you can go, like, oh yeah, he paid 3 times retail to a guy on Instagram for the M1 Abrams take, and the guy wrote, like, an old slur on, like, the barrel of the cannon. About 8 people get that. Hi, Nikto. Ooh. We were talking about it over in the Discord. I like that name. I didn't come up with it. Someone else did, but I like saying it. About, like... while we were talking about stuff, it was kind of occurring to me. Given how... Hang on. Can I... Ooh! Sorry. Hang on. Big update. I was looking at these little indents on here. This little bit... Snug. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. Anyway. Given how, like, now the warehouses what ship toys are just, like, even ignoring the Hasbro PR cycle and just launching buckets of toys into store shelves, is, like... Is someone in a PvP position even having to, like, pay extra from a guy to get stuff anymore? Or do you just, like, hey, is it on CMD store? Liz with the good lord! Yeah, I know, yeah. I was looking at it for, like, a minute while I was talking, going, like, there's, like, a circle there, and there's a circle there, and there's these 2 little outward divots in here. And it's just like, ugh! Yeah, I think that you can leave that on in the car mode, too. Oh! One of my problems with the car mode was I was like, what do I do with this thing? You just freaking clip it right on there. Anyway. Tygon Pantera, an acquaintance of mine who worked in the aeronautics industry, once casually mentioned all the time he spent with the prototype B-2 Spirit. Ooh. Yeah, Simeon, this backpack is clean as F. Like, I was thinking this was going to be a little bit more... I thought that all the looseness would be in all this stuff, and it's really just, like... Y'all from Toy Guy's stream, I think, showed up after I was talking about this, but I'm assuming you all watched Toy Guy's video on this. So, the first thing I did when I opened it was I wanted to see what was up with the chest and what all feels like is tweakable in here. So, what I have deduced so far, I think that if you're going to tighten something, or thicken something, you want to get some of your, gloss varnish... with a paintbrush, paint it onto this little peg that's in there. Do you see that? That peg goes into that hole. That is the most solid connection happening on here. These orange tabs back here, I think if you put a little layer of thickening on the outside edge here, it might do something, but the slots they're lining up with only have 3 walls. There's no 4th wall over here, so it's not going to be a snug fit no matter what happens. So I think that if you want to thicken something, it is this 5mm peg into that hole that needs the thickening. I'll keep looking at this guy a little bit, but I don't think anything else seats in a way. Like, these tabs feel like they're guiding tabs more than they are locking tabs. Oh yeah, Nikto, Toy Guy bought a red bulkhead and didn't sell it to Key and Carlisle. And bought it for like $65, and like... That's what you call, like, winning TFCon before the show starts. Someone always does it. Take it easy, Cygnus 7. Have some good video game. I really like this toy. I think it's a good triple changer. I think it's a more interactive and satisfying piece than Legacy Blitzwing. And a little capsule on Legacy Blitzwing. Obviously, I don't have a review done for him yet, but Legacy Blitzwing I enjoy, but I was actually hype for the fists, and they don't work. And I'm really flexible on this stuff. I was so hyped for the big, stupid fists. Not only do they not really work in any way, shape, or form, but mine cracked immediately. When trying to remove them from one of their not really working mounting points. So, I like Blitzwing a lot, but I wanted to like the big stupid hands, and then I found the stupid hands, like, really disappointing. So on this guy, he just has, like, if anything, he's a little bit more boring in that he just has gun and gun. However, so did Blitzwing, right? Gun and sword. This thing works and didn't break as soon as I tried to use it. And it has all these different peg holes types on it, and it integrates with modes. So I think this is what is really clinching this guy together for me, is they just made a fun 5mm, 3mm compatible plaything that I don't even really need to keep with him, except that now someone showed me this panel integrates on the bottom, so now I can never take it away from him. But this thing could go with anybody. And this thing's really... They just... Here, have a 5mm compatible winch. Enjoy. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's a baller move. Because, yeah, Yes, Oin Ezra, the pegs are too short. And then, like, here's why I was hyped for those fists. I thought the fists were going to be literally Energon combiner hands, secretly, that you could just plug onto anybody that you want to pretend is an arm or something. And then, like, that's where it all fell apart for me. Like, I was so hyped, because I'm like, how do you make me like a toy more? He has a big fist super mode. And then it's like, that when that didn't work, I was like, man. So I kind of just threw them in a box, and I don't usually do that. So when I just pretend he didn't come with them, I like Blitzwing a lot more. It's just, I always feel like I have to... Yeah, they're like Maximus combiner hands, exactly. So I feel like I have to, like, over-explain this to a certain degree, because whenever I go like, oh yeah, the big hands kind of let me down, a lot of folks just didn't like them, period, and that's valid, right? But, like, I always want to, like, justify my position as, like, I'm a big hands enjoyer. You give me big hands, I go, yay, please more. Woohoo, I'm happy, you push my good button. Big hands, yes. And so, as one of those people, it let me down, and I feel like that's actually a stricter indictment of the overall package, in some ways. Because it's like, who are these hands for? And then I'm like, they were for me! I bet you love Optimal Optimus. He's alright. Yeah, Rook did the big hands super well. I am a big hands enjoyer. Hey, I like Megatron when he turns into a hand. All right, you know, I'm down with that. Yeah, the open hands thing I think also was asking for trouble. On a materials level, it made them more frail, I think. Let me just pose our two guys we opened here for a sec, so we got something nice looking on the stream. I can't bend this down anymore. Uh-oh. Alright. Thoughts on MP Jinrai? I think the cab robot looks great. I think the trailer looks kind of funny. I had to go check a screen cap, and it is anime accurate for him to have big, footless, cryptid legs. So that is accurate. But at a glance, and bear in mind that the promo shots we've seen are like CG renders, I believe. At a glance, it feels like the cab was the project everyone worked on, and the trailer is the project everyone else worked on. And they feel like two disparate toys. Like, the trailer feels like it was its own solo project with a socket in it. So there's like this sort of vibe disconnect. But this is all at a glance with CG renders, so like, you know, once we see an actual physical piece that photos can be taken of from different angles, maybe something else will work on that thing, right? Like, at a glance, the trailer is like the part where it's just like, this looks weird. I have to go check screen caps of Master Force again. I think I had to do that when the Legends version of God Jinrai came out, because once again, it's like, is he supposed to not have feet in the anime? And then you go look at the anime, and it's like, okay, no, he does just have, like, weird, like, Slenderman stick legs. Okay, never mind. Because, you know, I think in the collective memory, a lot of us conflate the God Jinrai boots with being on Super Jinrai or Power Master Prime, and those boots add a foot with a toe, whereas God Jinrai just has shins and calves that end in heel and only heel, because he's a cryptid. And yeah, I think the cab being a separate piece is stroke of genius, because it also just looks like a very fully featured piece on its own. I'm super curious if the Power Master really does unlock something, because I think that would make me more interested in it than if it's just for show. I really like the effect parts too. Like that's a cool touch. What's your favorite use of Rid 01 Megatron? Incredibly partial to Deathsaurus and the Bakugan 05 guys. I think my favorite is actually the original Rid Megatron. Like, I like the recolors he's had. You know, the Dragon Megatron recolor from the very last Bakugan I ever, like, glanced at. The old OTFCC concept, Reborn. Like, that's really strong. But original Gigatron in those colors, like, that's my favorite colors. Like, that specific layout with the weird ear flaps. Like, it just kind of comes to, and the white face. Like, it all kind of comes together in a way I really like. Nothing against the other recolors that happened since then, but, like, you know, I like original Gigatron a lot. Or, you know, Rid 01 Megatron. Mimicry. Hopefully we get a God Bomber unlike Victory Leo. Yeah, I feel like putting him into MPG is kind of a statement of intent, is what I would say. Like a louder statement of intent than whatever Starsaber had. Oh, yeah. A lot of people tend to just say God Jinrai even when they mean Super Jinrai. Yeah, it happens. It's one of those things where you just kind of go like, where's God Bomber? Oh yeah, the Rid 01 Megatron with the Devil Gigatron tooling is peak. Yeah, that's like the one bummer, because like my Car Robots Gigatron in a couple ways is just in better shape than my Rid 01 Megatron, because I also, my Car Robots Gigatron, I did nail polish clear coat on all his vac metal when I was a teenager, so he looks lush. But yeah, he doesn't have the Devil Gigatron tweak, which is a bummer. Opinions on the leaked Orion Pax popcorn bucket. I am unaware of this. Let's go on an adventure. I'm gonna pop out a new browser. I'm gonna grab my keyboard. I'm assuming this is on TFW. I don't see popcorn bucket. Okay, where is it leaked at? Where do I go? Unless it doesn't exist, but I'm hype. I want to see a leaked popcorn bucket. Iced 1138. Closed captions are calling Riddle 1 Riddle 1. That's also probably just me and my jaw jacking accent, as you say. On the news board. Okay. Wait, let's go on this adventure together. Don't show me the chats. They're under me. Hang on. Hiya! There we go. We're going, oh, right here. We're going on an adventure. Gonna look at some leaked buckets. Does the picture not get bigger? Is there a German man in front of this? Is this Combiner Wars Devastator all over again? Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at. Hang on. It opened this in a brand new window. There we go. I'm hoping you can all see this because it's very funny what the first post is. Yeah. This appears to be a popcorn bucket! I am pretty certain Prime's proportions are not like this in the actual film. I am pretty sure Prime's proportions are not like this. I just like the bold. This appears to be a popcorn bucket! Just like screaming at the, you know, general fandom. Let's pick up the size on this picture. Let's get a better look at this. So stupid. Okay, hang on. Let's assess this. So, A. Where's the popcorn go? Oh, there's a better image in the thread? Hang on. Let's take a look. Do I have to go to page 2? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Who is this man? Do y'all see? Hang on. Hang on. Wait. Do y'all see the no photos notice on the freaking popcorn bucket? There's a video. I can't get over this. Freaking illegal photo of the leaked popcorn bucket. It's our first look at Transformers 1. It's a demo at an industry thing with the Dune bucket. Is this by the Dune bucket, people? Like, if that's by the people who made the famous Dune bucket, the Detenta bucket, like, what's this Optimus do? Do you have to, like, run your hand through a bunch of gears to get at the popcorn? I can see the seam where the lid is. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can see there. So you're gonna pull up on Optimus's head, and then he's full of popcorn. Liz says, we're approaching Kamen Rider underwear levels of leaks. Hell yeah. So yeah, you open Orion Pax's top and fill it with popcorn. I hate to say this, but I think you can actually glean a few details of what Optimus looks like in Transformers 1 off of this. Hang on. I'm not even doing a bit. I mean, I'm sure you all agree. Like, you can kind of see, like, okay. So he's kind of got, like, a swept back, you know, like, head greeble design. And he obviously, you know, his pec windows are kind of like a slimmer, you know, black strap. He's got a bro on. And kind of, you know, the round detail on the top of the arm, maybe that's going to be a thing. Like, basically, here's what I'm actually gleaning. I think Transformers 1, it looks like it has, like, a slightly curvier aesthetic than the usual stuff you see out of Transformers in a movie theater in this century. So that's kind of neat. I'm treading so close to going, like... Anyway, as you can clearly see, he has a giant chest, and this movie's going to be terrible. Because that's ridiculous. Can the popcorn bucket convert to cab mode? Maybe. Because I could see, like, you could probably flip that head back and just, like, swing the arms up and swing the legs back. Because those are wheels. Those are separate piece wheels that roll on the front. Yeah, it's curvy aesthetics, fresh. Yeah, kind of Bumblebee brawn. Tire. Woman. Yeah, so, yeah, it does have wheels. That... If the popcorn bucket transforms... It's freaking... Dynamo Dave and all your popcorn goes flying. Yeah, to transform it, you have to open the top and invert it. See, you have to finish your popcorn first. Oh, no! What if they put the popcorn in truck mode, and if you transform him, you, like, squash the popcorn chamber smaller? So if you transform him prematurely, you actually do, like, crush and pop popcorn all over the place? Mimicry, are we seeing his shins, or is that something on this man's shoulder? Is that, like, a little clip? Why is this guy so... Hang on, let's look at the important part. Okay, who is this? Have you seen this man in your dreams? Wait, why do I have moderator stuff activated? Stop it! Oh, Black Mega Man, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, I missed that when you did that. Yeah. I got a photo of him right here. Don't pan over to the man. Like, he's kind of got a little bit of, you know, redness going on. Is it hot in that room? Has he been active? Is he a little drinky drink? 2034, Takara announces Masterpiece Popcorn Prime. Hell yeah. He is currently tracing your IP address. Because we're looking at the illegal popcorn bucket photos. Oh no. He's very embarrassed about the popcorn bucket. Mr. Popcorn Bucket. Popcorn Voy. Wouldn't that be wild if they brought back Convoy as a name for this movie in Japan? I mean, I don't see why they would, but it's probably embarrassed he just stuck his hand down the Dune bucket. If this is really the same people who did the Dune bucket, I'm kind of hype. His smile says, buddy, read the sign. Like, you're not wrong, and you should read the sign, but also, like, how could you not resist, or how could you resist not going, like, why are we being secretive about popcorn buckets? Oh, Aaron with the video link. Hang on. I love this account, genuinely. I heard on the back end on the grapevine people were kind of getting bullied at TF Hype Guy, and it's like, y'all, most harmless Twitter account of the whole fandom. This is beautiful. Full video containing TF1 Orion Pack's popcorn bucket. We are making history here, folks. Gonna lose my revenue on this when I click this, but whatever. Here, I'm gonna turn the audio down. There's the Dune bucket. He just said we put popcorn buckets back on the map. He just said hands in, hands out. Okay, so yeah, the Optimus is way in the back there. He said it's a sandworm, it's not anything else. They know. They know the detenta. They know. Let's be honest. Popcorn bucket discussion did not exist until the Dune popcorn bucket. I want someone to do the research on that. I don't disagree, but I want someone to do the research. The blue was his shins, yeah. Are they going to make an Orion Pax SNL? Saturday Night Live? J.J. Jameson voice. And yeah, the rumor is that the 18th they're going to do the trailer. I mean, Hasbro is doing a stream on the 18th. They capitalized the O in 1. I would be very surprised if there wasn't anything about Transformers 1, but I also, if they don't, they don't, you know, whatever. And yeah, besides my problem, I agree. Like, if you can express yourself creatively as a leader in the popcorn bucket industry, have you not achieved a dream? Like, yeah, because I know there have been every now and then discussions about, like, big gimmicky popcorn buckets, but I want to say usually it was just they're a big bucket in a shape. This is the one where they're like, how do I get my popcorn? Zimman2 says, I guarantee there have long been circles of very particular brand of merchandise enthusiasts who've been having in-depth analysis of novelty popcorn buckets for decades. Where is my popcorn bucket podcast? Yeah, there have been ones with LEDs. Oh yeah, the Doctor Strange popcorn cube. Yeah. Watch as Dune 3 gives us a novelty boba straw to try to one-up the popcorn bucket. Anyway, we're going to stop looking at this man now. We're going to look at the real guy. The one in the back, the humble one. Thank you. Welcome back. Alright. Well, never let it be said we don't cover the important news on this channel. We need popcorn bucket review channels. There are legit popcorn bucket videos, popcorn bucket reviews videos on YouTube. I know for a fact. The Humble Bucket Podcast. Yeah, it's time for me to throw my hat in the ring. Get in on the discourse about popcorn buckets. You know, I don't like it when they're too narrow, like the Dune one, right? How do you not get butter residue all over your knuckles and wrist from going in and out through the detenta, right? Disney always has popcorn buckets for whatever's going on at Disney at the time. They had a Jabba the Hutt one. They have a Jabba the Hutt one with Salacious Crumb. Yeah, the detenta, because the whole joke about the Dune popcorn bucket is like, ah, it's a vagina, it's vagina detenta, ah, and that's why the man from the popcorn bucket company was going like, look, I'm putting my hand in and out of it, and it's fine, you know, doing this with. You realize that's what he was doing that whole time, and I'm simply miming what he was doing with the popcorn bucket, right? So that. Anyway. Yeah, dentata. What, you know, I'm Canadian. It's an accent. But yeah, if that popcorn bucket transforms, I kind of want one. But then I gotta clean it. And if there's moving parts back there, that's gonna be friggin' hell and a half to clean. I've just never heard anyone pronounce dentata like that. Well, you know. I'm bringing us all brand new experiences every single day here on youtube.com/official Transformers channel. So, you know, I'm doing my best. I'm sure you can buy it without the popcorn. Right, but then they're going to know. And it's not real. A real one's going to have the butter detritus and the grainy, the patina, you know? The butter battle damage, correct, AM? What? William Muller, what if this was JT Prime who took the video? What if one of those two men actually is JT Prime? What if this has been his in the whole time? He's part of the popcorn bucket industry. And for the last 2 years has had access to the Transformers stuff because of this Transformers popcorn bucket. And that's why he's retiring. Because the bucket's about to launch, and the paradigm's about to change. He's a friggin' bucket mole. He's in the bucket of Big Bucket, correct, M. Cypher? Friggin' influence from Big Popcorn Bucket while the window's open. But this thing's about to launch. The window's gonna close. Diabolical. Flame War. Before time began, there was butter. Butter will come. Anyway, that's probably all we need to do as far as looking at this fella. Look, it's the front page. I thought for a second this was the trailer leaking, and I was like, huh? But no, it's just it may debut. And I mentioned this earlier. I think this is before the toy guy raid showed up. But, like, once again, I do implore you all, just be calm about this. Bear in mind, all that we actually have accomplished is we LinkedIn stalked a person who changed their employment status. That's all that actually happened. They work at a big corporation. No sacrifice, no butter. I'm not framed right for this. Oh crap! I missed a bunch of. Hang on. The hierarchy in the TF leaking universe is the paradigm's about to change. We thought we'd solved the paradigm, but they are changing the question. How do you feel about the YOLO Park Advanced G1 kits? Are you getting any? They seem to have taken 6-inch YouTube by storm. Is that the G1 kits what gotta be built, the Megatron and the Optimus? Because they look cool, I just haven't messed with them yet. I'm not sure when I picked them up, but I heard they're not expensive, so, you know. They're always kind of, like, hovering there. The stickers are not returning. On the subject of MPG, thoughts on the train bots? I haven't messed with any of them yet. They are, at least early on, they're very Diaclone reboot coded. And so I'm very interested in them, but they're extremely expensive, so I'm, like, just spectating for now. The way that the shoulders connect the arms to the torso looks categorically superior to how the Moon Studios one does it, and that was the main thing I'd been wondering for, what, like 2 years? So, that's something I wanted to learn, so now I know. Oh, wait, are the YOLO Park things smaller? Because I might have lost track of what those are. I know someone else mentioned them in the same sentence as the blocky stuff, but, like, are they actually, like, little? Loud noises. Give me your grease. Looks like Masterpiece being consolidated into MPG. MP60 is the last one. Has that actually been stated anywhere? Because MPG, to me, is more... I just took it as they're saying, it's MPG because we're actually going to do God Bomber. Zimman 2 asks, has anyone tried to use Warden going back to Transformers as evidence for Power Rangers being dead? That has been posited in a couple of places. I did perhaps go to freshly LinkedIn stalk John Warden to go look, and he no longer seems to be associated with Power Rangers or Ghostbusters. But all that means is that John Warden is no longer associated with Power Rangers and Ghostbusters. So, once again, we hit the ceiling, right? Of, like, all we've done is social media stalked a guy. So we actually don't know. But, okay, the back corner, they make mini ones. The ones I'm thinking of are their usual... Yeah, I'm thinking of the ones at their usual scale. I lost track of their mini ones. MPG stands for Masterpiece Gatai. Because the MPG toy is all Gatai. Which is combined. It's from anime. Don't be a bucket, Optimus! It's not in your programming! I'm just reading off chat now. Poor Power Rangers. The Power Ranger died? He tried so hard. Well, Aaron, yeah, Ghostbusters ain't stopping. I'm curious if Hasbro is going to hold on to whatever form of the license they have. I don't remember if they were doing figures or if that was someone else. I actually wasn't really paying attention. But oh, if they were doing those figures, then yeah, I can't imagine they'd be letting it go unless there was like some outside reason. But you know. I had a phrase I used for this earlier in the stream. All of us, barring a very specific handful, who I'm never going to name, who may or may not even be here, outside of them, all of us have a certain level of layman's ignorance when it comes to like the industry that one is commenting on when looking at a news story, like what are the or asking a question like what are the ramifications of John Warden rejoining Transformers. It's kind of like you can make some guesses, but like at the end of the day, none of us work in that industry at that company, so it's very hard to comment on that. And I mentioned this earlier. One reason why I kind of dropped an anvil on that topic earlier is because I really want to encourage folks to have a level of self-awareness about their level of ignorance on this topic, mine included, as I am sure there are a lot of channels locking, loading, and racking their talk pieces about the moment a Transformer comes out in the next 18 months that isn't very good. It's going to be, you know, massive red text, the John Warden era has returned, something, and it's kind of like, maybe, you know, there will be more to talk about at that point, but like, there's no evidence anyone has even left the Transformers team, simply someone is now working on it, so like, you know, gotta just have that little level of self-awareness as to like what we're all talking about, which is one post and one update on a LinkedIn page. But yeah, I also hope Power Rangers comes back. I think it's definitely in like a weird holding. I don't think it's out of pocket to say Power Rangers is in a holding pattern, because when it was acquired under the auspices of a version of Hasbro that kind of, you know, passed away when Brian Goldner passed away. I felt they were pretty open that Power Rangers was partly an acquisition, because moving forward as a media company, it would be an original live action / animated / whatever media property they could, you know, develop on. And then the moment that they pivoted away from media again, I was kind of like, Power Rangers probably going to be at least a semi-casualty of this. And yeah, it's worth noting, if you look at John Warden's LinkedIn page, he has been on and off G.I. Joe since the 2000s. So him coming back to G.I. Joe again, you know, it seems like it's completely in character as well. I would say I'm not sure John Warden necessarily gets to like make the call on what brands he gets to work on. I mean, he might. He's definitely been at Hasbro. He's been at Hasbro since 1999, so he's got tenure. But Hasbro is a multi-franchise corporation who rotate people around on teams. So it's if anything, I would also just caution, it's probably not to be characterized as like John Warden has decided to bully his way back into Transformers or something like that. You know, it's not like impossible. It just seems incredibly unlikely to me. Oh, we're talking. Okay, I'm catching up on some of the chatter. I think a lot of this is Power Rangers fandom oriented, which I tend to be on the outskirts of, so I don't really have a comment on it that much. I tend to be kind of like, the Power Rangers fandom is here, I'm kind of like over here with a set of binoculars. I'm friggin' Jimmy Stewart in Rear Window. Just watching Power Rangers fandom, like burying strange objects in their backyard, going, Marsha! The Power Rangers fans, they're dragging corpses around again. I think they're corpses. The bags look very organic. I think there's a trail of liquid. It could be red. Blood. Or paint. Marsha! I can't remember if Marsha was the name from Rear Window. I like Rear Window, but I also haven't watched it in like 10 years. I'm bad. I'm going to click back to Facecam to slowly make myself move towards not going on and on forever. Marsha, are they bleeding sparks? Probably one of the bodies Vangelis has seen. I think that's old Simeon Scott they're dragging in that body bag, in that trash bag. I think they cut him in half to fit him in the bag. Simeon Scott walks in behind me. What's going on? They killed you. I think they killed you. My leg's been broken for 3 years. I'm just not leaving my room. Adufonza just watched North by Northwest. Opinions. I don't know if I've seen North by Northwest. I got a lot of big, embarrassing gaps in my media knowledge. Masha, they're lighting our darkest hour. I guess I care about Transformers now. I seem to have just stopped caring about all the Power Rangers bodies the burying in there, but then... Black Mega Man, as a wrestling fan, I'm totally used to fandoms being insanely toxic for very little reason. Yeah. Yeah, another one I tend to spectate. Marshall, the wrestling fans think everything's mutually exclusive again. I'm gonna have a sip. Have I eaten? I ate 6 hours ago. Oh yeah, Chris Carnage, by the way. Am I allowed to reveal it? I don't know. You reveal it if you want. I never want to overstep bounds on here. Chris Carnage might know a thing or two about things. I realize that that's actually easier to interpret as Chris Carnage might know a thing or two about the inner workings of the World Wrestling Entertainment. That's not what I meant. But yeah, Chris Carnage got... Now I'm just gonna be insufferable about it. Chris Carnage, he's smart. He's been smartened up. Chris Carnage's gonna shoot straight with you, brother. He's... put food in your body. I mean, I can eventually, I guess. Oh, my throat wants liquid. I think it's a tangent, but like I like going on a little tangent at the end of these things. I think that there tends to be brother. There tends to be always a feeling of like, oh, this is just fandoms, and I always kind of want to say like, oh, I hit a button on my keyboard again. Okay, we're still good. I always want to say that like the greater fandom in some cases is a very capsuled and quantifiable thing, but especially with Transformers, I'm always, whenever it's like this fandom is terrible sometimes, I'm always kind of like, yeah, but like you probably mean like the group of fans on in one nest though, right? Like usually, like right now, it's usually TF Twitter, because you know TF Twitter kind of got ugly, as a number of folks kind of left Twitter. I'm guilty, kind of left, and you know, a number of folks lingered, and then like there just became like a every now and then like these sort of like circular like, well, everyone who's left is now having a fist fight for a second. Not everyone, but like a bunch of people. And it's like, whenever it's like, oh, this fandom, I always kind of want to go like, right, but like it's, you kind of mean though the fandom that are on the thing you're looking at though, right? And so I always try to, I don't like stick my nose in every time it happens because I think that'd be a little bit obnoxious, but every now and then I kind of want to go like, you can't just like totally sway the fandom. Like with wrestling fans, for instance, usually, right, we kind of mean like either the Twitter ones or the r/squared circle ones, right? For a time with Power Rangers fans, often, and now it's different, I think, but once upon a time, in the days of MIRC in the early 2000s, whenever someone said, oh, these Power Rangers fans, they meant Ranger Board. And you know, so it every now and then, because when you say the fandom, I think it can have a lot of, like, unintended collateral damage emotionally of just some folks kind of feeling bad who are in earshot, and they go like, yeah. And sometimes you kind of want to grab one of them and go like, he didn't mean you. He meant the ones that we all think are crazy. Oh no, the Simeon Scott, like there are no elder statesmen in Transformers, which is a good thing. It's one of our inoculations against, you know, a hate platform setting route. But like, you know, if I went on Twitter and like tagged 3 to 50 people and went like, shut up, you know, like, I don't think it would do much to help. And I think half of them would go like, who are you? Why are you? Put your age in your bio so I can tell how old you are. I don't want to. So my little way of trying to deal with that stuff is just how I like to treat conversations, especially here on streams, and also in the Discord as well, you know, with the way I wrote my Discord rules. But yeah, M. Cypher, yeah, I think you were, it was you and Dor Sorensen who was there when I went on that tangent in LA. Transformers fandom got really lucky because we have so many staggered on-ramps, nobody can be an Elder fan. In a way where they can abuse that authority. Because even the most popular Transformers YouTuber, they could walk into a big nest of fans, and if they picked the wrong one and they went like, I'm Transformers reviews from YouTube, a whole bunch of those people could have, like, very specifically gotten on with, like, one part of the 2011 comic books for a few years and spun that into their own, you know, hobby and fandom, and I'll look at this guy and go like, I have no idea who you are. And I think if, like, anyone of any note in Transformers ever tried to, like, power abuse their platform, that's what would happen, is a majority of the people looking at them would go like, who are you? And then most of the peers they have would probably be like, stop that. And, like, that's about as far as it would get, I think. So, like, it's yeah, the fragmentation is so great, because also, and we talked about this earlier, with this fragmentation, we also get such interesting conversations when, you know, you're talking with a group of your peers, perhaps, who all were, like, active online in the 2000s. You were there when the Unicron trilogy was new. You were there when Orson's World was happening. Or you were there when Car Robots launched, right? And then you talk to other people who are just as friendly and into the stuff as you are, and they're like, yeah, I got into fandom, like, in 2018, 2019, so it was kind of cool, like, looking back on retro, you know, old stuff, like the Unicron trilogy. And then, like, your perspectives are so, like, it's like beautiful baking chemistry. And yeah, Simeon Scott, like, I'm always hoping I'm not going to get proven wrong, but I feel like there was a time when I could have been proven wrong, and I think we're past it. Like, nobody, and I'll even say, because you brought it up, if Chris McFeely ever somehow became a blood-curdling fascist, I still don't think that he would have enough influence to turn that into something damaging. Or damaging on a grand scale that you see in, like, Star Wars, for instance. Nobody is able to. Maybe I do say it out loud because I also I might be trying to honeypot, trying to challenge this. So if ever there was someone hiding out there waiting to do it, I want to bait them into doing this so that we can friggin', you know, aim all the mute block silence cannons at them and go like, crisscross fire! And just friggin', like, nuke them off the planet in, like, 1 week, off of our personal planets. And go like, alright, so, we found it, and we dealt with it, moving on, And yeah, also, like, the very idea that Chris McFeely would go on a power trip like that is also, like, I don't know him super well. I hung out with him at BalkCon 2011 a bit, but it's like, it just seems really unlikely, you know? But, you know, if there's one common story in the last, let's say, 10 years, it's this YouTuber, this creator, this beloved persona online seemed so nice and then turned out to be monstrous. So, you know, always be on your... As someone who demonstrably has a platform of use right now, always be on guard for that stuff, right? But, like, I'd be so surprised. I would be so astronomically surprised. Friggin', yeah, they will be looking at the basics of homophobia. It's like, if that ever happened, it wouldn't be, oh, I can't believe what happened. It would be like, can all the TF Nation folks go make sure Chris McFeely hasn't friggin' been, like, body swapped? He doesn't have, like, a giant, like friggin' a Cerebro shell drilled in the side of his head? But yeah, like, and Cypher, like you're saying, like, the oldest era of the Transformers fandom that was online is Alt Toys Transformers. And, like, anyone still sticking around from back then is, as far as I've ever seen, hella mellow. Like, You know, nobody's coming out going like, I was a big deal on Usenet. You know? Oh, Amy Rose, you looked up the Micron Legend voice actor. Okay. Yeah, no worries. It's an easy mistake to make because in Japan, the Unicron Trilogy anime series were barely connected compared to what was attempted in North America, which is really weird. It's a really weird thing to present if you haven't if you weren't there to see them all coming out, because it's like, well, how did and when one says, well, how did they try to make it work? You go like, well, you know, the end result product kind of, you could see the nails sometimes sticking out the side where they'd made it work. Because the anime company just, they didn't. They kind of did with Superlink, kind of dropped it, I think, about halfway through, if I'm being honest. Yeah, that's the neat part. They didn't. I'm sorry for McFeely's got the Sonic podcast to keep me. I only see him. I don't know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog, so it's been fascinating every time I would check in on social media and McFeely's just like, today on Sonic the podcast. And I'm like, I remember for the first month I was like, oh, this is a funny bit, and then after a year I was like, this is real. I'm the asshole. I'm the one who was like, haha, funny bit. Yeah, I've heard it's a good podcast. I just I super don't know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog that isn't from YouTube poop culture from the late aughts. It's called Sonic the Comic the Podcast, I believe. Okay, yeah, I was actually staring at the acronym while I was saying that. Thank you, Robot Lorekeeper. Yeah, they go through all the ads in the books and all that stuff. Take it easy, Aaron Axsmith. But yeah, all of my Sonic knowledge culminates in I was there when Pingus was invented. So and that's also where it ended for me. I was trying to explain Pingus to someone last year, and actually kind of just failed. Because when you say well, you know, Pingus, and they're like, no. And well, you know, Sonic the animated series, no. Well, you know, YouTube poops, no. You're like, oh. Yeah, never mind. I had a stroke. I just had a little funny stroke. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Yeah, Asacon, you get it. Wave sign, you get it. I encountered one of the next major existential horizons, where I encountered people who don't know what Pingus is, and I'm like, oh god, I thought it was still new. Tomorrow I'll... Oh, sorry for you tried to explain Skibbity Toilet. I will admit, I only tertially looked up what Skibbity Toilet is, because I thought it was something else, and it wasn't. I thought it was something worse, so I was happy, but I haven't looked into it any farther. Well, the problem is, at the end of the day, I was a casual YouTube poop watcher. I don't even remember a lot of it. I'm not cool like all the folks who can friggin' rattle off in the proper cadence the YouTube poop noises. Imagine how hard it is for middle school, high school teachers, true. Bonobabot, what are these streams about, by the way? Well, it depends on the day. This one was about opening up some toys. I succeeded at doing that. But usually in the last, hour or two, I kind of just go off on a tangent. Sometimes I'm playing a game. If I'm playing a game, there's usually Extra Life information everywhere. It kind of looks like this. And that's my Extra Life campaign. I do the campaign all throughout the year, not just on Games Day, so I'm fundraising for Sick Kids, which is a Canadian thing. And then occasionally I do ones where I go through old news with my friend Aaron. That's a thing we've been doing lately. So it kind of depends. I kind of stream about a variety of things. Yeah, the teachers have to learn the new memes so they know whether or not the kids are yelling bigot words. someday we'll get to experience 2 months of 2003 in the course of 7 hours. We're gonna speed it up. We're gonna speed it up. I know we can. AM says, I have that skibbity riz. Hell yeah. Alfonso. Oh, thank you. I think there are cooler Elden Ring streamers, but I'm biased. Skibbity Riz, Fan in Tax, Ohio. My dad is a teacher, so he has an insider. You should be getting paid for that. If you are the meme culture consultant for your dad, hourly. Charge by the hour. Yeah, Simeon Scott, thanks for coming by the way. Yeah, and the tangents are fun, but I gotta keep track of them, because I used to only stream like once or twice every couple months, so I'd go on and on and on. I'm trying to stream more often, because generally streaming, I find, makes me really happy. So, I think I'm gonna start playing the music to make myself move towards stopping. Bonobabot, that is Sandstorm. Sandstream is not a Transformer yet, I don't think. Sandstorm is there isn't a Sandstream, right? Because Sandstream sounds a hell of a lot like a Creo name that would have happened when Creo was still happening. You know, like, take two parts of two different robot names and put them together to satisfy another name that we don't have access to. Like, that was real Creo coded. Sandstream sounds a lot like a... Hang on. TF Wiki Sandstream. There is no Transformer called Sandstream. For a second, just for like a little brief second, I connected to a different timeline, and I was like, oh no. But there is not. There is not. Anyway. Put this up. Put this up. Turn on the desktop audio, and that's the music that says we're moving towards the end of the stream. Thank you all for hanging out, especially if you came from Toy Guy's stream and you stuck around, then welcome. Please feel free to come by whenever you like, but if you can't make it, all these streams turn into VODs, so they're in my live tab on my channel. And I try to go back and add chapter markings as often as I can. If a stream doesn't have them, and it's from after a certain date, I'm gonna try. There's a certain date where after, like, the ones that are earlier than that, I'm probably not gonna bother, but I'm trying to add chapter markings so they're a bit easier to go through. Will this be more regular? Yeah, I'm trying to stream Elden Ring once a week. But I'm also trying to fit in another one where I can. I don't have a streaming schedule per se, but I try to put them up as scheduled at least a few hours, if not a day in advance, so it's obvious. I also announce them on Blue Sky and Tumblr and Mastodon and Facebook, and then usually like at the last minute in an Instagram story. So I do what I can. Also, reviews are still going up as well. Just had Animated Prowl from Legacy go up on Monday. I've finished the script for the next review. Gonna try to film that and record all that over the course of the week. Once again, not sticking to a schedule, but I very much would like to have stuff just sort of always coming out now and then, more often than before. And it's very much thanks to the joys of discovering new things, like co-working, and co-working vibe environments and stuff. And folks who are creative and kind of just sharing a space, be it digitally or in person, that all makes this happen a lot easier than if I was sitting by myself in a room in isolation. I'm going another ramble, but I'll catch you all again this Thursday. Elden Ring, I'm gonna stream it, but it's gonna probably be earlier and shorter, because I got somewhere to be Thursday evening, but I don't want to break the chain, so it might be a short one. We might just go around, look at some Limgrave stuff I haven't looked at yet, so, ideally, I will see you then. Take it easy. I smell fresh skin.
begin. Let them come.